Moglers!
No.
This is
No.
the number
No.
one potato bus coming at you with the Mogpod Podcast.
Moglers?
Season 2, Episode 4.
We didn't.
No!
We didn't know that.
I love doing this.
Okay.
Yeah, so welcome to our Mogpod Podcast. This podcast is dedicated to the Final Fantasy TCG, where we just talk about the card game.
Got lots of spoilers to talk about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got lots of
to
spoilers.
talk about,
So today we've got the spoilers of the week.
Yeah,
just
many
in general.
spoilers this week, yeah.
And then after that we've got MCD, the Mogpod Community Designs.
It's a cool one too, this one.
Yep. And then after that we have deck discussions. So without further ado, let's just
Dive right on in.
dive right on in. But just a little note. So we made the Moglers thing last podcast, right? And I actually made it like a greeting in all our posts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you told us about this, did you? Oh.
So they're
Moglers?
they are officially Moglers.
That's a dumb name!
No, it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
I agree with it now.
Oh, all right.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mogglers.
Okay.
Moogle hunters.
Okay.
It's okay.
So,
maybe it'll warm on me.
Okay. So let's go on to our spoilers of the week.
Yeah, instead
Yeah.
of just because we normally just do like one card, then
Yeah.
talk about other cards,
Yeah.
but with so
But
many.
there's so much,
Yeah.
that we have. It's happened in the last two weeks or
Good.
so. Okay, so our first spoiler is from quite a while back. It was the card of the week from the North American Final Fantasy page. This one is Maria. The artwork is amazing.
Yeah.
And everyone's saying is that how does that thing stay on? But
I mean, we have to ask that about like all clothing across every Final Fantasy game if we have to ask about Maria.
Yeah.
They have magic.
Yeah, magic.
It's fine.
I actually did think that it will still work without magic, but it doesn't matter. So this is at 2 costs, win forward at 5,000 power, Maria. She's a job rebel from category 2, and she has 3 different dull abilities. So the first one is dull. Choose one category 2 forward other than Maria. It gains 2,000 power until the end of the turn. Dull, deal 1,000 damage to all the forwards opponent controls. Apparently she's a dancer now.
Yeah, she dances badly.
But
That's how dancers work.
She's not a
Yeah.
dancer in the Final Fantasy. Okay, doesn't matter. And now the last one is wind and dull. Choose one forward during this turn. The next damage dealt to it is reduced by 3,000 instead, which is very good
So she's
protection.
way above curve, right? Like,
Above, no, not above curve.
I
Just-
mean, in terms of like that's all those 3 separate abilities,
yeah, she's a legend.
and she's like stat wise, she's on curve. So that like
And
Which is crazy.
if you're playing this, then you're giving up the backup Maria, which has been a staple in many decks. Not all decks. There's a lot of decks that I don't think you should run Maria, but
oh yeah, sure.
but in many decks,
there's a lot of utility for each of those effects.
I think I'm mostly staying out of the discussion for this one. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to.
I don't want to commit to
I
any
am-
side.
I'm not sure where she goes, but like
Yeah.
I see people playing this card next to us.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you guys. I don't know exactly where she goes, but I'm gonna try to make her work because I think there's enough category 2. There's gonna be
So,
more
like-
category 2 forwards.
Yeah, the fact she's a 2-drop rebel might be really relevant as well.
And if and like you don't want all your rebels to be higher curve.
Yeah, that's
You've
what
got
I mean.
Guy and Fury
Yeah.
and all
Like
that
you
kind
can,
of stuff.
she's something you can play before you play your Furion, right? Like
Actually,
she's a 2-drop, and then she makes him a 2-drop.
Actually, I think that. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true with the Furion. I actually think she goes in the deck where they rely on the Emperor. She can protect the Emperor very well.
Also, Guy activates her, and she has 3 dull abilities. So
Oh,
that's like
I don't like that guy. I don't like that
I
guy.
can't remember what does Guy do.
So Guy.
he'd be an 8K with Maria. He'd
He's-
be an
he's
8K
some-
brave
he's
for
somewhere
3,
where,
and
we
then
talk
when he
about it, I guess.
dies, he activates all.
Yeah.
the
Okay.
duels.
Why don't we?
Oh, right.
Yeah. Why don't we just talk about it now? So Jared, do you want to tell us?
Okay, so Guy is a 3-drop 7k forward. He's a rebel, category 2. He's brave, and for each category 2 character other than Guy you control, Guy gains 1,000 power. And when he's put from the field into the break zone, activate all the forwards you control. All right, okay, that's kind of cool.
But like, to be honest, I don't really like that guy. Like, it's just like, how often is he gonna go to the break
Here's,
zone?
here's the thing: he's also on curve with 3
Right.
abilities.
So the brave makes him like not so good against like Alcid, right? But the
Oh no, no.
You know what I found really annoying?
Brave is like bittersweet. It's like
Yeah,
good and bad.
that's the other half
Yeah.
I get to. What I found really annoying with my stick is when Jared had the fire category 6 deck with what's his face.
Scion. When
Scion,
Scion gave
yeah.
everyone Brave, like
That
half
was
your
so
effects
annoying.
just got turned off.
Yeah, yeah.
Because now the ice player has to put in resources to tell.
And it's just a 3-drop. Like,
Yeah.
like it doesn't cost that much.
Like he's above the curve for the same reason Maria's above the curve. He's stat wise on
I
curve,
know he's
and then
above
he's
the curve.
got but
I just I
my point is these
yeah.
are stellar for the deck they exist in. I'm like he's not gonna because he's so category centric. He's not going to exist. I think outside of a dedicated two deck.
well,
I just
not
like to
really.
get out the way as well. Amaranth with Guy as well.
Maybe if you're doing
Yeah,
some sort of
everyone-
weird
yeah.
Amaranth
Yeah,
thing.
like,
but-
Yeah,
I think we're obligated to at least bring it
Okay,
up.
that's
No, no, that's
cute,
fine.
but at the same time, like even though Zidane works positively with Amaranth, people still don't play Amaranth.
Yeah, I mean, like with Amaranth, they even talk about it with the Scion. We're gonna talk about Scion as well, but it's just he's just too big, Amaranth. Like too much of an investment.
Yeah, he's too slow,
Yeah.
sadly.
But this one, I think he would actually want the backup Marianne instead. He becomes instantly a 9k Brave 3 with the backup Marianne.
Oh, because he counts characters.
Yeah.
Oh God, he counts Minwu.
He counts Menu, yeah.
A fire card that benefits from Minwu. what fresh Frankensteinian hell is this? Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize it was character. I said it, but I didn't realize it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just go back to Maria. I guess that's pretty much all we have for
I
Guy.
mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing with Maria that concerns me is because like she's a forge, you can't use any of her dull abilities until the turn after. Has anyone seen Elementalist get played?
I've played
Like-
Elementals a lot,
Okay, and
the problem with Elementalist is that you need to read the board state and read what's in your
when you
opponent's
can
hand.
use it.
Yeah, so it's like early on they probably have very efficient
Because
removal,
I feel that Maria is
like within the same category.
she's like a side grade on the Elementalist.
Yeah.
Like that because that third line of text is like her most powerful line of text. Just like if we look at how effective Warrior of Light is, just being able to give armor to someone for a turn. So
And it's not the whole turn.
is
Like,
it? Oh,
it's the whole turn, but it's the next damage.
Yeah.
So they can just like if they've got ping, they can just ping it off.
That's true.
And then,
Well, then at that point, like they don't really usually have small ping in their hand. It's usually on the board, and at that point you wouldn't really use it.
Yeah.
So against other wind cards, it's not so great, but
Altera.
So people are saying, okay, so the first line of text is great for Guy, Furia, and even Emperor. Right, that's amazing. The last line of text is good for like anything that you want to survive, including herself. Like if they try to like VV it, and you just use that, and then it's safe.
She can also ping off Ilua's shield.
How?
She
Oh,
can
the last
choose
one.
on forward and join the
Okay,
turn.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Like Ilua has been such a strong card that every card is like, does this counter Ilua?
Yeah. You have to devote space into your deck unless all of your forwards are bigger than her.
Yeah.
You have to devote space to being able to like cut through her shield.
Yeah, it's very like I even go to like Chris like Momodi. I was like to Chris, does Momodi say your forwards or any forward? And it says your forwards. Like damn it.
Yeah.
Are there any free effects that you can just like? All right, I'm going to turn off Illiva for a turn.
You can look at the top card of your deck for free.
So I mean
Maybe
so,
that counts as Ilua. EX Burst. Run it through.
No, so the free things is like whoa, right? He can just
He can zap it for free.
choose and then his whole ability will go away with like dissipate. But at least then after second main phase, you can like I don't know Sid Reigns or whatever.
All right, because it cancels the whole thing.
Yeah, it cancels the whole thing, so it doesn't matter what the other.
Okay.
But anyway, so the second line of text is good in like lightning text.
It's good in mono wind decks.
It's
just
just
good in
yeah,
one
it's
way,
just
yeah.
another
Stuff.
thing that does 1,000 damage to just at least something, and that even does it to
Yeah.
all the things.
Do you think it would have been broken if it said like to all forwards instead of all forwards opponent controls?
You mean so you can activate your own things that care about that?
Which is
Or, like,
which is
yeah,
which is
like
pretty
you-
much only
you pick your
Dadaluma.
Dadaluma,
Which is
but
Dadaluma.
I don't know that you
right.
need.
It's not just
another one.
Adaluma, there's Fate Mimic Go-Go.
Oh yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
That's about that.
Yeah.
Is that the extent of the list though, or no? And Shantoto. Shantoto's the other one.
Oh, right. Just
So
like
then
1K.
And then it
And
means
like,
that your
Your
opponent's
own
things get
Renoa on
2K.
the block, maybe, or the guy on the block, or attack. I guess.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know.
I feel like if it did that, it would be just a little bit. I mean, it's already very good, but just a little bit like, you know.
I don't know.
A little bit more great.
I mean,
hard to say.
Wind Lightning also has a really big ping and now you break style to it
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
moment. So she's another
Break a
thing
dull
that can
thing.
just like no, break a pinged thing.
Damage forward.
Yeah.
Damage forward. Yeah.
So she's another thing that adds to that while having additional utility. I mean, that's quite important actually, that she's so flexible. Like she can add to that, and if you don't have the other half, she's still relevant.
Yeah, I think the first deck that I'll try her in is a deck that relies on the Opus 2 Emperor. That is going to stay on the field, and as soon as her and Emperor's on the field,
She could
It's gonna
buff
stay on the
up
field.
some category 2 forts a lot as well when you start activating her in the same turn.
Mm.
Like just suddenly like +2, +4, like even
and
like
and
+2
Wind does
on its
that.
own is really good. Like,
Yeah.
that-
You've got your
like,
hope sitting
so-
there.
Yeah, like you attack with your category 2, and then
My-
Maria's there. It's like,
My only sad thing with Hope is that if you're running Hope, then you probably don't have summon space for Diablos, and that's just sad.
Why not?
Because
Hope only needs you to have like.
they occupy like the same slot in your summons.
Do they?
Yeah.
Alexander.
Are you talking about the 2-drop?
Yeah, that's the one I'd play.
Yeah, I know you play that one, but you also play the 4-drop because it's a very good thing to search.
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
So that's why I just think I know we were so excited about Hope,
I know.
and then now it's like
yeah.
you can't just.
I've
like,
played
yeah.
him and felt good about playing him.
No, it's fine, but like now even more so, it feels even worse because you can't really devote that much summon slot to.
Yeah, I was just thinking
Alexander
of like
and Diablo.
the traditional activators like Bats.
Oh, yeah,
example.
Bites, yeah.
Um,
Do you think she'll say Mono Wind?
yeah, absolutely. Because that's just
But
the
Mono
effect
Wind wants the
Wind
Maria,
wants.
don't they? The backup.
Oh, the backup Maria.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
It depends how many category 2 forts there are as well, I guess.
If the deck.
It also depends what the variant's trying to do on
Yeah.
the deck. Like if it cares that much about the thing. Like she's really cheap. Like if she's not dealt with in a really efficient manner, then you're fine. Like she died. Oh well.
Une is from Cat 2, right?
No,
Is
I
she?
think it's 4.
Is she 4? Or is
Yeah.
she 2? Because if she's 2, like Chris, remember how we were talking about Une last of this,
Uh-huh.
and how like if you could protect her somehow.
I think it's 4.
Is it 4?
Oh, 3.
Oh, it's 3. All right, never mind. If she was, because then you could use your Maria to make sure that she doesn't get pinged off the board. You can lock something down forever.
Wouldn't you just be better off activating her? And then, wouldn't you be better off just like to activate her if you're playing Ice Wind? And at that point, you can just attack with her?
Well, yeah, but then she doesn't have to activate it. Well, no, the problem that we were thinking about was that she doesn't, like, she can just be removed fairly easily versus her cost. That was the problem with her, right?
There's
There's a lot of
problems with you.
there's a lot of
Well,
problems.
when it boiled down to it, that was the biggest one.
Well,
I saw someone playing Yune when I was playing on Untapped.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
how'd that go?
it was just an even exchange. So I played Warrior of Light, the
Mhm.
Light Warrior of Light,
Yeah.
and they Une'd it. And I had
That's not great for the ice player. If Warrior of Light is the thing that's staying on the field,
yeah. I mean, yeah.
You
I
want to
mean,
do it to something that doesn't have just a
Yeah.
static effect.
yeah, but even assuming that his aura doesn't exist, I think in that matchup, even if it didn't exist, I don't think it mattered that much in that matchup.
Mhm.
It just to me felt like such an even exchange,
Mhm.
and even
Yeah.
exchanges aren't that great,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So
Anyway,
it's just, yeah.
let's get back to our spoilers.
Okay.
What's next?
So-
I think we've spoken enough about Maria.
Yeah, no, we have.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up is Yuna. Chris, do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this one. So she's a 6-drop forward unit, 8,000 power. She's a Gullwings. She's not a summoner or anything outside that. From category 10, of course. When Yuna enters the field, play 1 job Gullwings forward from your hand onto the field, or search for 1 job Gullwings forward other than Yuna and add it to your hand. And you pay 1. Oh, I thought that cost 3. Pay 1.
What? Yeah.
Remove 3 summons
Yeah.
in the break zone from the game. Choose 1 job Gullwings forward, activate it, it gains plus 1,000 power to the end of the turn. The reason I really like this unit is because every Opus I revisit the category 10 starter deck from Opus 1 and I just evolve it. So keeping like the forward unit, for example, and
Titus.
yeah, I use the starter Titus and stuff. I'm not out to make the most powerful Wind Water deck,
Yeah.
but just to keep the spirit of the category 10
Mhm.
Opus. And it's really fun as well because you can just go from 0 to spam a bunch of forwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like play Valifor, draw a card, activate all your backups, play some more stuff. Azure
But
is
that's
really good.
that's what water and wind do.
Yeah, it just feels really fun.
That's like the identity of water and wind.
Yeah. And this unit's another nice forward unit. That I mean, obviously, so far, Pain's the best payoff, right? If you play this unit and get Pain for free.
The Forger Brick is not bad too.
Yeah, that's
She
true.
comes
Actually,
in,
yeah,
Yeah.
Forge
she's,
of
then
Reap is
she's
quite
an
nice as well.
8k, can't be targeted by summons.
Yeah,
By herself, yeah.
and it's just a nice big unit. Like it helps the Tidus as well. Like
Mhm.
I'd probably run like one.
What of this unit?
Yeah, because I still run the
okay.
2-drop one as well in that deck.
To be honest,
In that,
I feel like you should run 3 or at least try 3 without the other unit.
it's really hard to find space.
Mm.
Without the other unit, so take out that unit.
I'll take out that
and then
unit.
just
Yeah,
put
I could try
yeah.
that one as well. It's just
Yeah.
having a really cheap unit is like
for the Tidus effect.
yeah,
Yeah.
because
I'm really
it's like
excited.
cheap category tenants.
That this unit exists, because like as much as I like unit as a summoner, I played 10-2 before I played 10. So like Gunner unit was always the well, that's what I always think of first.
Yeah,
I like that this is
So her second ability, right,
yeah.
is like the most efficient activate ability so far in the game.
Mhm.
For just 1 CP and pretty much irrelevant,
Mhm.
remove the summons. The only other card that cares about that is Ico, the heroic Ico that removes summons to get it
Oh,
back,
that's why I think it
and
goes.
the summoner.
It goes
Summoner
really
that
nice
gets
with
back.
the 2-drop unit because after that unit's done her thing and died, this one comes in and capitalizes on all the stuff you did
yeah.
with that unit.
Yeah.
Like,
But I don't know. I just think 1 is too, like,
You might want-
too not consistent.
Like I think I would probably end up running 2.
I
if
haven't-
were to make
2,
this
yeah,
deck.
2
I
is
haven't.
okay.
Yeah, don't, I haven't
Yeah, you haven't
played
thought
the
about
deck
it. You haven't
yet.
thought about it.
Yeah.
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 Anyways,
so-
but yeah, so people are saying, "Oh, that sucks." It's like that doesn't suck. You activate and you get 1,000. Like just to activate by itself, I would pay 1 and remove 3 summons, but you get the extra
Yeah,
gravy
the
on top of
bonus
it.
is also
it only
pretty good.
matters if you're also running Ico.
Yeah,
Right,
but
yeah.
at this deck, you're not running
Like-
Ico then.
Yeah.
Not with
and
that heroic Ico.
if you're not running, if the summons in your breakzone don't matter apart from this effect, this is great. Like
Mm.
it's nice and cheap.
It
and-
threatens somebody.
You always have to be afraid of it. Problem is, like the only problem I see is you can't use it on your Riku if your Pain's in play.
Yeah, that's true.
But I suppose
It's,
she's not.
I feel like that wasn't intentional. I feel like that's just a like archaic like
Like, did-
writing on the old card.
Maybe
You know what I'm saying?
did this unit exist in the old game,
I have no idea. I have no idea.
or like because if they both did, then like the decision to keep it
would've
like
done,
this, then that would have been intentional.
Also, this is a cool unit to party attack with lead.
Yes,
Like in the same
Oh,
deck,
Len.
I run lead
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
yeah,
Yeah, that this will be a cool unit to do that. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, so I know that you guys knew I was gonna bring this up
Mhm.
when we were talking about this unit.
What?
But this unit
Uh-huh.
goes great in an
Oh,
Earth
God.
Wind deck.
Not this again.
Hey,
No, it does not.
Wait. Hold on. So in this Imagine Earth Wind deck, the only go wings other than Yuna is Wind,
Mhm.
right? And the searcher for Yuna and other go wings is in Wind.
Mm.
And you kind of only care about the wind side. There's the water side. I guess Tidus is cool, but nah, who cares? But what you do is that you play Earth Wind, like in a completely like normal strategy. But your side strategy is these gull wings, and you can just use Star Sybil to play Yuna, or you can use Tama to play it, or you can use
Shantoto to play
you can
it.
use Shantoto to
Yeah.
play it. You know, there's so many ways to
You could
play.
use Kimari to play it against water players.
Yeah.
Like what-
if you
what-
insist, Jared. If you
What
insist.
goal wings are you putting in? Are you putting Riku?
Riku and Pain. Yeah.
So you
Actually-
put Riku and Pain. So like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, what other
So
goal
you're
wings are
playing the
there?
Riku forward in that case. So
I'm playing. Yeah.
So you're not playing the backup because
no,
otherwise
no.
they could
No.
compete. So you have the Riku forward in that
Yeah.
deck, and like Yuna, you can only play her with. Are you playing Chaos or Cosmos?
I think you would if you're playing Star Sybil.
I will.
Because then you have Pamela and
yeah,
things.
So
I
you're
will-
doing the dark.
I will
package as well?
entertain that idea, but I don't really like the target.
Because if the only way to pay for it is Shantoto. If
no
it's
Shantoto
outside-
or Star Sybil
Yeah, I was gonna say outside
Yeah.
of
and Tama
breaking your Star Sybil.
and Tama.
Tama, yes, it's just like
Tama again in your opponent's turn. It's like they Zodiac,
Yes.
you Tama this in, and then they die.
Well, because she
the Tama in anything. It doesn't have to be a 6.
No, I stick to
Tama-
bring something else.
Yeah, timing in a 6-drop that
Uh,
brings a friend isn't actually all that bad.
Yeah. But so in that deck, Yuna is the only water thing you care about. Just run through Yuna, run the small 10 package, and Earthwind has so
How many 10 characters would you be playing realistically?
Wait, with this, I would only care about
Like-
Goblins.
If you're
So,
going that
okay.
far to splash for something inexpensive, why not splash Phoenix instead?
Because it
No,
occurs,
because this is for Star Sybil.
it occurs to me, Mirage.
Sure.
Yeah.
You could also be playing LeBlanc and her cronies.
I could.
You
Yes,
could
I
could theoretically make Titus cost 1, or can he cost 0?
Yes.
Yeah, you could look theoretically. There are
The ultimate
there are
10
enough 10 characters in this.
The ultimate
in this
10 deck
archetype.
that doesn't use water.
Yes. And in that sense, I'd forgotten when you initially brought this up in our group chat. I'd forgotten about Camelin out Chaos.
I will
part of
entertain
the
that
Star
idea,
Symbol thing.
but for me personally, every time I try Camelin up, I don't like his playstyle. I understand he's great. I understand he brings the dark cards, and I understand. I just don't like dark cards. I thought Camelot was going to be the thing that makes me love dark cards. I don't like dark cards. Just for me, my personal playstyle.
I really like him because he's my slowest deck in the world.
I mean, no, it's like I told you. I appreciate his strength and I know what he's doing, but it's not the kind of thing that I would.
I think it goes in this deck though.
I would entertain the idea. I just
you
not
kind
sure.
of even have to.
I've played my Earth Ice mono Earth deck with ice and lightning, and it's very consistent to play the lightning, the legendary lightning.
Okay.
And I don't run Chaos or Camelot.
Bringing in Pain though, even though we went straight to Riku after bringing Pain. Pain's really good with this too.
It is.
Like if you've got a Riku back up.
I would run both forward Pains actually. I'll probably do like a 3-1 split.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Because that's insane. Like the 8K and the 7K, and you activate and draw.
I actually honestly think that since we don't have any other going forwards so far, right? That is going to be the best deck that she's going to go with.
It is.
Yeah, that just.
Do you think of the Earth Wind deck?
Yes,
is the best deck
it's the best deck so far. Like if there's other go-wings in water and stuff, things can change. But so far, I think that is the actual best.
It is interesting that she says job goalings, whereas the Pain that searches for either a Riku or a unit searches specifically for a Riku or a unit, which means you can only find the Rikus and the units that are.
Well, she can.
She can only find those characters that happen to be goalings, right? So you can't find Albed, the Albed Rikus.
No, you can't. No.
And you can't.
And you can't search.
You can't find other.
You can't search brother.
Some of the units.
You can't search brother and stuff.
Because she can find another copy of herself.
No, she can't.
Right?
It says
not
other than
Naguna.
unit.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, I'm excited from this cat to then play the unit with an S as well.
Oh yeah. Okay, so like that.
The reason I was excited to play that is my current Water Wind deck. That's a Warriors of Light deck. Because she can suddenly, her S be really relevant and be like, whoop, suddenly she's like...
Let me put on my Warrior of Light outfit.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that, I just try to always theorize ways to make it work. It never has gotten there from me, but I really want her to work.
I think in this deck of Chris's, it's like a real contender.
Yeah.
Have we talked about it on the podcast before?
I know, because I made my Warriors of Light deck since the last podcast.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next spot. I think we're talking enough.
Yeah, I think we've covered it.
So, you guys want to talk about this one?
We may as well.
Okay, so this one's a 2-drop Earth backup Gold Kate says from category 14. It's a backup, Job Watchman. Pay 2 Earth, dull, put Keseth into the break zone, choose one summon, choosing a forward you control, cancel its effect. So it's a Carbuncle on a backup.
So shame Kevin's not here to explain why this exists to us.
Yeah.
I'm sure Keseth is just there.
They're just there somewhere.
Yeah, we didn't address that Kevin's there.
Kevin couldn't make it, unfortunately, this week. He'll be here next time, I'm sure.
Yeah, he will. Yeah. But yeah, so this one, I would run this one over the Summon Carbuncle.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, do you run the Summon Carbuncle? I mean, I'd run this anyway, but do you run the Summon Carbuncle?
I have run him as a one-off before.
Me too. I actually highly entertained the idea in Mono Earth to run the Carbuncle because
you've got ways to find it if you think you're going to need it in the form of Rydia, and it's all about protecting your big dudes.
The reason why is because Diablos and Phoenix are so huge right now.
Yeah, exactly. There's some really big summons this can just turn off.
Yeah.
Unless they've got Palm.
Or like the Emperor or something.
Which is why I'm not quite so afraid of this.
Yeah.
Now I'll just remove your Palm first.
How?
Have you seen them out of ping? I have my... I was thinking about Fire Earth, but yeah.
Palm's tiny.
Yeah. She'll be fine.
5K.
That should be fine.
That's really easy.
I'll just play another one.
Yeah. But I don't think there's much to say about this. 2-drop 4 backups are good, and if you need this for the meta, by all means, it's it's not a bad card whatsoever. Because you can leave this up by itself and just have an Earth card in hand, and you won't feel bad about discarding it.
One thing I've always felt putting together Earth decks is a lack of quality 2-drop backups. No, that aren't called Tama.
No. There's enough. I mean, like,
I think this most recent Opus, yes, but up until I haven't made an Earth deck in Opus 5. But like Doga existing now,
the shadow on Kate Seth looks really creepy. Like the echo image.
The eyes are huge.
Yeah. Like, oh my god, what did I do?
It's staring into your soul.
No, I actually would partially agree with you, because back in Opus 3, I had space for row members, but now I have no space for row member backups, and it's.
And if you're not playing the backups, you don't want to be playing the forwards.
Exactly. Yeah. So but now Minor kind of counts as a 2-drop.
Yeah, but he still costs.
Doga and previously we've got Monk from Opus 2. Monk is Opus 2.
Yeah, no, but like there are a lot of decks that don't care about playing Monk, whereas this thing
Monk is just like a scare tactic.
Yeah, no, but it doesn't scare away Shivas.
That's true. Yeah.
Whereas this can scare away a Shiva.
That's true. Okay, so let's go to next card. We're like rampaging through this. This card, Chris, you want to talk about?
Yeah. So this is another one Kevin would introduce.
Yeah.
So it's a 5-drop water forward from category 14, 9,000 power. Wait, it's 5-drop 9k. Okay. I'm so used to 5-drop 7ks nowadays.
In water, definitely.
So it's got a 14 name, and the
come on! No, you need to say the name. You need to say the name.
Aymeric.
Yeah. Aymeric.
So the most important thing about this forward is his job as Lord Commander of the Temple Knights.
Okay, next card.
Yeah. He just for the record, he doesn't receive damage that is less than his power. And when he attacks all the forwards other than Aymeric, you control gain plus 2,000 power until the end of the turn.
Why does he say that?
I mean, that's cool.
Why are we putting that line of text on?
Because it's a 5-drop.
I mean, yeah.
Because it's 5-drop.
How does fire
5
kill
drops
this thing?
You play Satruna.
Yes, I know.
That
That was going to be my segue.
Yeah. or you play Ifrit.
Wait, you want to talk about the
the new
Satruna?
Ifrit. Yeah, the new Ifrit works.
Yeah. Well, so the thing about this is that it's 5-drop, which means it's susceptible to like
you can
Diablos,
Alexander
these kind of things. Which, if it was a 4-drop, it would actually be better, in my opinion.
Yeah, most things that are 5-drops would be better as like scaled down as a 4-drop.
4-drop 8k?
Yeah. That applies to like I think like every forward, like
every
that's like
not
a
every
5-drop
forward.
effect. Like I mean, I haven't thought about this a lot until just now, but I can't think of one that would be better as it is. As a 5-drop.
I mean, it is more awkward to play a 5-drop than a 4-drop.
Yeah. Also devout.
Yeah, well, devout works.
Yeah.
And
Vain.
also, like
Vain just touched on.
You also evade. If you cost 4, you don't get Zellerid.
Yeah. I mean,
you're better
Odin
against
starts
ice.
hitting you.
You're better against ice and in ice decks if you cost 4 and not 5.
Okay. Yeah. And the other ability is like pretty cool. It reminds me of the
People play that old Opus 1 Rare Titus, don't they? They used to.
Back in Opus 4, I think they did.
This like the on attack trigger is very similar to playing a Kagnazo in your turn and then attacking.
Yeah.
Like not Kagnazo for the wipe, but Kagnazo for the
now
I can attack. So it's.
But he has to attack first, and if they've got a bigger 9k, or just a 9k, are you trading with that person?
Yeah.
I mean, he's 9k
like,
is big,
this is when
especially for a water card.
Yeah.
No, water is enough. Like plenty.
And water's the best in combat as well with its tricks.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, it's so scary to interact with water forwards in combat.
Like, imagine if this thing's in play and there's also a Garnet. Like, do you block it?
Yeah. And even if there's not a Garnet, like there's Bismarck and stuff,
you have to deal with it too.
Plus 2k is a really massive change.
So this goes into the boss category, right?
Yeah, I guess it does.
Yeah, and because it's in the boss category, it doesn't do anything when it comes in.
And like he's a boss monster, you mean?
Yeah. It doesn't do anything when he comes in, but if he stays, he's very good.
I think when it comes to evaluating cards like that, I think if they have something on them that can keep them around, like he does.
He does, yeah.
There are a lot of decks that just won't be able to remove him efficiently anyway. Like you can't Elcid him, you can't kill him with most fire summons.
There's so many counter styles now that I'm just like,
No, I know,
Yeah.
but I'm just thinking of like what are the efficient pieces of removal in each element. Like it doesn't work.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in Ice, you just stop him attacking, I guess.
Or just Zeller him.
Yeah,
You
I mean, you can Zalo him, but like, you could just stop him attacking
Yeah,
too.
you dull and
with
freeze
like,
him and stuff.
like Arcanist, Ghoul. I mean, I don't think a lot of people like Ghoul. I love Ghoul though. Like Arcanist, Ghoul, Dull and Freeze, but on the cards that are played by a lot of people,
Yeah.
like Genesis, Orphan, Sarah,
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
If
like,
he does get the attack off, that's probably like game winning. If he attacks, like
no, it's so like
It definitely could be if you're at that point in the game.
all that does is just get your forwards too,
but for,
right?
like,
But then like
But
cards
getting
like
your forwards through causes damage.
Yeah.
And after
Yeah,
enough
yeah.
damage,
And
then
then,
you win
like,
the game.
I understand, but like cards like Wall kind of already do that and does like
in my experience against Water, because Wall does it with like one forward. Like with in my experience of Water, is
Yeah.
like they're not attacking. Like that, we have the initial bouts of trading and doing damage at the start, and then the game starts to get into like a
control
stall.
matchup.
Yeah, where we both have a ton of forwards,
Yeah.
and then there's just waiting for that moment where one of us messes up, and like.
And
like,
Wait, and
There's like
Yeah.
a hair trigger, and
Yeah.
boof! Suddenly, everyone's forwards gets through, and this is like a
yeah,
okay.
I guess
he changes the
Like-
tide.
yeah.
I guess in that context, like a lot of cards, he's better in some matchups and not so good in others. Because I feel like in the kind of decks that I play, I wouldn't be so
Yeah.
threatened by.
I'm not going to come out and say, "Wow, he's crazy,"
Yeah.
because
No.
he costs 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Like,
just a
I need to try and start build a water deck, which is something I haven't really done before, and see, okay, at the curve, what are my 5 drops? What are the better options? Is Imeric the best, like, top 2 or 3 expensive cards I could put in, or is there another?
because the spaces that he competes with are like Lena and
And it's not even mono water. He doesn't
Gal.
have to be mono water. Like, he could be in any
Yeah,
other
exactly.
deck.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say.
he doesn't say water
He
forwards.
doesn't
right?
say
Yeah,
water.
I always
Yeah.
assume it says because a lot of the water things that do this care about water
Yeah.
forwards.
That gives him a lot of extra utility.
Yeah,
So I don't think he fits in mono water, to be honest.
I have no idea. Like, I don't want to contribute to this in terms of
It's hard to know where to put him.
yeah. I'll leave my.
It's a good like card to have.
Giving
I
him
guess.
haste for like in water fire in like some sort of water fire list.
I leave my ballsy predictions to our reviews,
Yeah,
just to
yeah,
make them
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
honestly, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
He's hard to evaluate, but like
Okay.
he's sticky, which is good for a boss.
So next card, we got this card. I want to talk about this card.
Yeah.
I've defended this card to the ends of the earth on the social media pages. But it's a 3-drop fire forward that's 8k power called Dark Lord. His job is king though. He's not Dark Lord.
He's a
You
king.
know who is Dark Lord though?
Yep.
Mira.
Yep.
Oh, it's because he doesn't need his job. It's just who he is.
And apparently Mira is, spoiler alert, is his daughter.
Somebody on the Facebook page
Mm.
told us that, right? Yeah.
So yeah, effect is when Dark Lord enters the field, remove the top 10 cards of the deck from the game.
He doesn't go well with Mira then.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
She does
Oh
it
no,
very differently.
he's like the protagonist. Oh, sorry, the antagonist.
Oh, is Mira on the good side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. At the beginning of your attack phase, choose up to 1 for it, deal it 3,000 damage. So that second line of text is so important. Right?
And the power.
And the power.
Straight.
yeah, and the power. And the first line of text is only important if you ever go to less than 10 cards.
Or if it's your second or third Dark Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At that point, you're just like.
He's not a character who
Yeah.
can effectively play more than once.
But I would play 2 or 3 of them.
So
Like in
I
the
did.
deck.
I did the maths on this. I got out the spreadsheet and everything.
Oh, really?
Probably didn't need a spreadsheet, but like,
Yeah.
and so, if you're playing like a really aggressive fire deck like yours, you can expect to draw like say 2 additional cards before the end of the game. The end of the game could be they've stabilized and you can't get through anymore, even
Yeah.
if it's not the literal end of the game. And that could be like you take a damage, but you've only got one thing that draws a card in your deck. Like it's a Satuna.
Yeah.
And in that case, you have to win before turn 18.
I win.
Yeah.
I win and
and
lose before
so,
then.
yeah, if this,
Yeah.
but if you do that, he doesn't actually have a downside.
Yeah. The only downside, in my opinion, is that when you see all those efforts go to RFG, it feels bad. Or
like you could just know
you see
they were
those
on
cards?
the bottom of your deck.
Yeah.
Like,
No, but then your opponent knows that as well.
yeah.
That's the
there's
thing
that bit
of
of
your
information.
opponent knows these cards. He doesn't have
They
to
don't
play
have to
around.
worry about them anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they see 2 Zandes and was like,
Like
I don't
if
have to
this
care
guy,
about Zande anymore.
this guy didn't have that downside, he'd be really, really good, right?
He would have to be
Like-
balanced some other way.
Like no, just if he didn't have that downside, he'd be really, really good.
He would,
Like
yeah.
a 3-drop 8k with a really good effect as
Mm.
well.
Yeah.
And in the decks that don't care about the downside, he doesn't have that downside.
Yeah.
So he's really, really good
That's true.
in that.
I like
but-
him. Yeah.
In games where you can go past turn 17, or you draw more than just 1 or 2 cards, or you take more damage,
Mhm.
then he suddenly says to your opponent, right, you don't actually have to win now.
Yeah.
All you have to do is not lose.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
mill all my
You'll
damage.
That's true.
just
That's
wait
true.
me out.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, if you can just wait me out, do it.
And it's really hard to rate things like this in general.
That's true.
That have drawbacks similar to Eldenash that say this is not a drawback, or you lose the game. You know, that's it either doesn't have a drawback or you suddenly
Lose
lose.
the game.
Like it's like how
Yeah.
do you rate
No,
that?
so,
He's another card that so he's got this big drawback, and he is unplayable against any deck that runs Minwu or
Oh.
even Lhasa.
It's
But-
not playable. It's still a 3-drop 8k.
No, it's
Like
yeah,
9k.
it's not unplayable.
Right.
But you would probably just discard it. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got
Yeah.
other forwards, right?
Yeah.
Well, so in that, so the reason why I like it, right? It's a
Mhm.
3-drop.
Yeah.
That your opponent has to answer. You've got so many cards that you can put in a monofire
Mhm.
deck. Godot, you have to answer Godot.
Yep.
Warrior, you have to answer Warrior. If
Mhm.
you leave Warrior unchecked, the 2-drop Warrior,
Yep.
you're gonna have a bad time. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
you've got Zhuyu. If you don't leave Zhuyu unchecked,
Yeah.
it's bad as well. So
Yeah.
if you put all these cards that the opponent has to answer, they're gonna have to. They're gonna run out of answers.
Yeah, I've
Yep.
said before when we
Yeah.
looked at Thancred in chapters before
Yeah.
it was spoiled for
Yeah.
Opus.
Yeah.
And I was saying, I'm not impressed by something that's just slightly above the curve. Like, that's vanilla.
Mm.
So, like, a 4-drop 9k,
Yeah.
or like a 3-drop 8k, unless you stack them all together,
Yeah.
in which case they're kind of terrifying.
All of a sudden, you've got so what's in Magic the archetype is Zoo, right? Where you've just got all these really aggressively costed things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And because there are so many of them,
yeah.
it
Yeah, because
supports the deck.
like how many cards can say deal with a Warrior turn 1, with a Dark Lord turn 2, and a Godot turn 3.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? There's not many decks that can do that when you you discard a card to play Warrior, discard a card to play backup, second turn discard a card to play backup, discard a card to play Dark Lord, third turn discard a card to play Godot, and it's like,
Yeah.
how can you deal with all those things?
Yeah.
You just
And
can't.
then, like the Dark Lord compounds with all of the 2-cost damage sources in Fire to remove anything.
No, okay, so
Right.
in Monofire, I've been trying to
You've
use
got Vivi, you've got
No,
Ifrit.
one cost bomb has been a superstar in that deck. Like I can't recommend it more in that Monofire. Like I understand its limitations now, but in that Monofire, like 1 card plus this on the field equals destroy nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Or
like-
it's funny, I was not thinking about this card, I was thinking about a bomb on my way to work today. And how I was saying in the review that it's really efficient for its cost. It's still low impact though.
yeah.
But when you combine it with stuff like this, which is like both of these effects don't require CP to use the turn you're using it. Like
No, I combine it. I combine it with Rangers. The
Yep.
bomb.
yeah,
The
there's just
Rangers
so
are
much
so good,
like
yeah.
incremental
There's
damage.
so
Like,
many
I compare this to Firion as well, like the 4-drop.
Yeah, exactly right. Like would you play a Firion if it costs 1 less and just did 1,000 less damage?
Yeah, at every turn.
Yeah, every turn, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and like even if you don't have another damage source, you just have a like little forward and like attack.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah,
like,
just
yeah.
like deal.
It's similar to Ranger.
Yeah. You deal 3k, you just attack with Tifa and be like,
yeah.
what are you gonna
I
do?
like the idea of some lightning fire deck that runs this, and then like Urianger to bring back the bombs.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Because
the
then
thing
like
is,
you can like bomb, pop it till 5k Urianger
Next turn.
and then
The next turn you're Urianger.
yeah, or even you just bring the bomb back straight away. You get 10k.
Oh yeah.
Like there's a whole extra
this would
line
kill
of
an
things.
opposing Ranger for free.
Yep.
Wait. That's actually really good. If Urianger,
I was because I was thinking about doing a deck, doing that in a deck anyway. But
I don't know.
having something else like this.
Oh my god! I don't know why
viable.
I've never thought about that.
You're
like,
welcome.
Imagine Urianger says 2-drop 2k. When it comes to the field, deal 5k. That's amazing.
Ranger is very similar to Sidwoff. Like Sidwoff has the best backup effect in the game. Like what with any monster that you can bring back, right? And Ranger is similar with its ETB. That enters the field.
Yeah.
It's just
People-
monsters are really good.
Yeah, like I don't know, but people hating this card so much. I don't think it's like an amazing card. I just think it's an okay card, but amazing in a certain deck.
What it has is like there is a deck that can support this. I'm fairly certain that isn't garbage,
No, it's not. No,
Yeah.
Right.
definitely
and that's
not.
like that's what I think. I think people are assuming that this cannot be played anywhere.
I saw an
No.
awesome meme online somewhere
Yeah.
saying like tired of playing all your terrible fire cards or like something
Just
like
like
that.
remove them
Now
from
you
the
don't have to
website.
play them. Now you just get removed from the deck. So it's like,
Yeah,
it
Oh,
solves
that's
that
good.
problem too.
Yeah.
But-
Fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just this card
Like
is
the
something.
decks that play it, it will be really good, and it'll be a pain. I'll be Dark Lord when I'm against it. But as we've said, you
Well,
can't just chuck it in.
And you also play a lot of decks that can just sit and wait. So like,
Yeah.
I think you're
I'm fine against Dark Lord.
you're happy to see this come down.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
but in general, like, yeah, it's like you were saying how hard it is to remove for its cost.
There's it's actually
On curve removal for like Brunilda doesn't kill it. What else?
Yeah,
The
fire
best-
doesn't count when you're trying to compare its
No,
summons
no,
to,
no.
like,
no the
removal.
best the most efficient way to remove it is Seymour.
Yeah, Seymour's
Al
pretty
Cid's it's always
Oh
gonna be
yeah,
the
I'll
most
say
efficient,
yeah.
right?
I'll say
Um,
that. But then against
yeah.
those matchups, you're not playing this card. You're playing Tifa's, Rangers, Leadnards.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like there's only so many Al Cids.
But like you know that's the thing. I was like if you see a Minwoo, you're not gonna like stupidly play this card against a Minwoo.
No, but they'll play the Minwoo afterwards, and then you get
And then
sad.
you just know the matchup.
Yeah.
And then you
You usually
Don't.
play this card. I mean,
Like,
not
this
all
is
the
just-
time.
I'm
even-
talking about
even-
like an environment where you don't.
even
know
even
what
though
you're playing
even if
against.
you don't know the Minwoo, like if there's water, like bounce is good against this.
It is good against this.
Like,
So you don't play it against water, pretty much.
I think just be more open-minded, people. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? It's a good card.
My main advice to people is that don't think about this card in your current decks. Think about this card in a good deck that would run this, which is
like,
different.
that's where all cards go in the decks that run them.
but people.
No,
are like,
I'm saying supporting your point.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
Like,
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
This like the Final Fantasy trading card game, more so than a lot of other trading card games, that like there are very few dud dead cards. There's kind of a spot for most things, like, and the ones that don't really fit that mold are things like cards that are just there to establish what the curve is, like the 4-drop Warrior and Fire, the 2-drop Monk in
No, 1-drop 4K for Earth.
Yeah.
Very amazing.
well, I mean like that. Like those are just there to sort of so you can point to a new player and say, look, this is what you should expect as the
Yeah.
baseline.
Okay, so next card we're gonna.
I will admit, when I first saw Dark Lord, I went, this piece of trash.
yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
And then you eventually changed your mind.
Yeah.
It was me too, though. No, I'm gonna go on that road. I was like, how is this card?
You got to get
and
over
then-
your knee jerk reaction.
Yeah,
it was
and
when
then-
I did
and
this
then
especially. It's
eventually-
like before turn 18, like, yeah, that's doable for a really fast fighting.
Yeah.
Like, that's very doable.
I lose before them most of the time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Real J can also bring back Goblin.
To haste himself.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess so. Makes him a 0
Or
cost.
haste something else.
Yeah.
It makes him like Belias if you're using it for haste.
All right,
Yep.
so
Okay, so Chris, want to tell us next?
let's move on to everyone's favorite genome.
Genome.
It's Kuja.
Your
my
favorite genome.
my favorite genome is my own genome. Thank you very much.
So, this an ice legend. Is it unusual we have an ice legend spoiled this early?
It is.
Yeah, we usually
but
have 2 fire legends before an ice one. comes out.
Yeah.
Last time
It was very late. It was very
Yeah.
late. It was
And
Emperor.
even before that as well with Celis Lock. When did we get those?
Oh no, Luck was pretty early.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah.
And last opus, Orphan hadn't even been spoiled until he sat down.
Yeah,
at pre-release.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I was the only one who opened him. And
Yeah.
like, I know what the last
Yeah.
ice legend is.
So anyway, Kuja,
Yeah.
in case anybody doesn't know, he's a ice card. He's a 5-drop 9k from Dissidia and category 9. He EX bursts to enter the field, choose on forward or monster opponent controls, dull it and freeze it. And you can put 2 ice backups into the break zone, return Kuja to your hand. You can only
Use its ability.
you can only use the ability during your main phase and if Kuja is in the break zone.
So can I just say one thing before we start
Sure.
this thing? Is that I wish they can go back in Arata, Laguna, and Co. to say monster or forward, right? Because like this card just makes it so much better. But I feel like if Laguna said monster or forward, like it might incentivize more people to go back to those old playstyles.
Yeah.
But it's just like I guess it is what it is because back then monsters
have become more and more of a thing.
Yeah.
So I really like this card for a couple of reasons. It's good. Like it's good at so many stages of the game and for so many purposes.
And
like,
there's so many places.
Yeah, like like every zone it's good in apart from a room.
Even your backup zone.
Your breakup zone.
Your backup zone.
Oh right, yes, that's not the backup zone.
You just played your backup. You're like, tell it freeze
The breakup zone.
Like he is pretty bananas.
No.
Just like
he's
because he's a 3-cost summon attached to.
His enters the field isn't as impactful as other 5+ cards.
That's right.
But in ice, but
the EX burst alleviates.
Yeah, he EX burst, so he's good if he goes to damage. He's good if at the start of the game you just discard him for CP. Because when he's in the break zone, your opponent's always going to be like, like there's always a Shiva that could happen, even of my monsters.
Yeah.
So then they have to play around it. You've done nothing as the ice player. You've invested absolutely nothing into that threat. You just discarded it for
It's
CP
just
early in the
always
game.
there.
You played a 2-drop backup.
Oh,
That's all you did. Like, you played a forward or something. Like, it's just there.
Waiting to cause you.
Yeah. And
like,
obviously, if you play him, he's good because he's a 9k with an ETB.
Yeah.
But like just having that ability. Like, how many times have you guys like went into like a game and you had lethal if you had one more card? This is you one more card.
Yeah.
Like I was we were playing the regionals on Sunday, and I'm pretty sure Justin was playing Kevin. Justin was playing Fire Ice. Kevin was playing Scions, and Justin would have won if he had one more card.
So
but he didn't, and then Kevin won.
Just to be clear, what Murad's talking about is he realized that you can use the 2 ice backups for CP first, and then break them for 2 extra CP by just bringing Kuja back to discard him. And he can do that again even.
Yeah,
if you've got 4 backups.
Yeah.
So he can actually net you 4 extra CP on a turn, so long as you're spreading it across multiple.
And then play him.
And then
play with the extra backup. It's fine. Yeah.
If you then also like play like a 3-cost backup, you can do it a third time.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh, 1-drop backup.
Yeah. Just do it again.
But that 1-drop backup would have been the 2 CP you
it would have been,
I mean,
that
like
doesn't
a 3
help.
drop, so because like if I come in and do something, is more my point. So you get additional effects.
Yeah. So I just really like the Kuja for that. The issue is I don't know how many I play because the 5 and more slot is there's lots of good ice cards now in that setting, especially if you consider you can up to 3 of each. And so he costs 5. You got to find a way to fit him in a deck.
Yeah.
And I could probably find at least one spot for him. And when I say he's good at all points, there is a time when he's bad, and that's if like you've already got one in your break zone and it's still not the right time to play him.
Yeah.
Like if it's still really early in the game
I
and you
still
draw a
think-
second one.
I
I mean, it's not bad. Then he's just another card, like any card that you just discard for CP at that stage.
I still think he's a 2 of. I would try to find 2 spaces for him.
I mean,
Because the EX first, come on.
his put 2 in. If you've got 2 in the break zone, then you could spend your 2 on whatever, and then you don't have to split up the 2 like for 4.
Yeah,
later,
that's
you
true.
can just bring back and discard for 4. But I mean,
And he also doesn't get stopped by the Emperor. That's a thing.
yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
He's still the only Ice Category 9 character, right? There are no not called Kuja.
Yeah.
You know how many times I've searched Category 9 characters in all the elements? And how many times I'm always sad to see Adamos, the only Earth Category 9.
The EX burst is huge as well because it's a really good EX burst in not a summon slot in ice.
Well, yeah. If also going back to what Jared says, is that if you're going water ice, you can effectively search for this very easy for Steiner or Aiko.
Yeah, you could, but he's not a card that needs to be searched because he's like once he's in the break zone, he's always searchable, and
but
like,
I guess
you want to find Zidane or whatever, like your Aikos or Garnets or whatever.
Yeah, it's quite interesting because the Opus 3 Kuja has been weaning in popularity.
Yeah, if this was spoiled in Opus 4, I'd have been sad because but Kuja, the 3-drop
Yeah,
Kuja, I really
she was
like
so
the Kuja.
integral to your deck back
Yeah.
then as well.
Yeah, but now that's.
But
I
now,
don't
but
run
now
that
I've
Kuja.
stopped playing Guy, so you don't have to freeze my guy all the time.
I mean, also
You
just
get
hitting
got the new guy. for
No,
that.
I don't like that new guy.
hitting monsters will be really, really nice as well.
Okay. Next card.
Yep.
Jared, you want to tell us about it?
Cool. So he's called Neo Bahamut, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a 2-cost fire summon from Mobius, and he's also from something else as well, isn't he?
He's also
Category
from 7.
4.
He's also from 7.
A 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there is a Neo Bahamut in 7.
Yeah.
So you can only cast a summon during your main phase. Choose one forward, deal it 8,000 damage, discard your hand.
You can
Entire
only summon
hand.
a Neo Bahamut during your main phase.
Sorry, yeah, you
Yeah.
can only discard. Summon this one, right? Is what I
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
Neo Bahamut. Yeah, it's
So
2-cost 8K.
So this is another card where it's just really good and only one type of deck, and that type of deck is an aggressive fire ice discard deck.
if you're or I don't agree with that entirely. I think like when there are a lot of matchups where you're forced into top decking, and this is kind of fine if you're top decking.
You can top deck with any deck, but is this deck built around having good top decks? Because that's a difference. That's a different build strategy.
This is good
Right?
if you're top decking when you have no backups in play. Or one backup in play. Right? Like if you're top decking when you have backups in play, then you're like
Unless you can play that thing.
then
where this
you
way.
can pay it with the backup, so you're still discarding the card.
If your curve is kind of like 2, right? You've got 4 backups in play.
Mm-hmm.
You're still able to play both cards.
Yeah.
Well,
This is really
at-
not my kind of card.
At that point, it just becomes like a normal 4-drop Bahamut, right?
Yep.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's a 4-drop. It's a 4-drop.
Well, that's fine. Like at that point, it's okay.
This card's a 4-drop. Except
It's a 4-drop that has a like cost reduction sometimes.
I would I like that's why I said Fire Ice, where you can kind of play Gesper or you play Sephiroth, and then you just kind of on the trigger you cast this.
in the English version, the writing on it says discard all your hand. I really like that word. It's discard all your hand. Okay. Goodbye, all my hand.
Yeah. But yeah,
I don't hate it, but I don't love it.
it's not my type of deck.
I'm going to be completely fine because they have to play this in the main phase. I go against a fire player, they play this in their main phase, they're like, haha, I kill your thing, I attack, and they EX burst my Sid Allstein. I'm like, haha, he does have an EX burst.
No, you flip him, right, and then like no one notices. And then like they goes, wait, no, this was an EX.
Yeah. It's usually the other way. People are scared because they see EX as a no, he doesn't EX. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's enough about Neo Bahamut. Next card. Do you want to talk to us, Chris?
Yeah, Kazusa. So I love the art. So
The art is the original art.
Yeah. So he's a 5-drop ice backup from Type 0. He's a researcher. Very relevant job.
He's one of 2, right?
Yeah, the other one being Kazusa. So anyway,
All right.
when Kazusa enters the field, you choose one dull forward and deal it a measly 10,000 damage.
That's not enough to go forwards.
No, I don't know. So it's got Ice 1 dull, put Kazusa into the break zone, choose up to 2 forwards, dull them.
Yeah.
So, something I've just noticed about that, it says choose up to 2, which means you can just break him not choosing anything. Not the best use, but it means if you need to make space in your backup line.
Yeah.
That's something I always watch out for.
Yeah,
Say you want to
true.
play another
yeah.
Kazusa.
Yeah, like you don't need any targets to actually use him.
But okay, so the card I analogous to this is Mustadio. Mustadio is a 5-drop killer dull forward, which is what this is.
Yeah.
Which is what this is. Like,
yeah.
unless it's a Vincent, like, this is better for Vincent, and unless it's the
only
other
thing-
one,
Unless it's like Ishtalar.
yeah,
The Ishtalar who can't die from
The only
damage, not the Ishtalar who can't die from not
yeah. Another
who's brave anyway.
Yeah, another 2-drop who just dies to both.
Dies to anything.
Yeah. Anyway, that's too confusing.
The only
Yeah.
major the only thing that Mustadio has over this is an EX burst. So.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you look at that, right? I haven't seen much Mustadio. Maybe in a few decks I've seen on one-off.
I don't remember ever
The
seeing
thing with
Mustadio's,
Earth
he's
can't
super
dull
dominant.
forwards.
That's true.
So it's...
They rely on them dulling.
Yeah. So, like...
But that's why Ice Earth is a good combination. But yeah, so the second ability is what you should be focusing on,
Yeah.
which is a Shiva on a backup. And it
Yeah.
kind of costs the same. What kind of?
very similar.
Like 3 CP versus 4 CP is like
Yeah, like
Yeah.
two dolls, it costs like 3 CP, but you don't spend a card.
Yeah.
You spend a backup, which is like a on that turn not relevant.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to doll it for it's the D anyway.
I like that you can break the Kazusa and then play another Kazusa.
Yeah, that's,
But
That's
so
not-
my
super
my
bad.
only thing is that like max, if you really want to put this card in, you're not gonna put more than 2.
yeah.
It's way too
I
awkward.
can't. I
to put more
couldn't
than
put it
2.
through, especially because it's got a conditional enters the field value effect.
Yeah.
Like they have to have a dull forward,
Yeah.
not even just a forward. Sometimes just playing something that's a forward,
Which is
It's
why I
like-
don't play Mystadio. It's too.
Yeah, exactly.
And if I would play Mystadio, it's because of the experts. If I want more experts.
Yeah,
And this one doesn't have the experts.
Like what Ice has on like that makes Kasusa fit into Ice compared to like Mystadio with
Yeah.
like Earth is Ice can have something dull on their turn by paying for keeping it dull last turn with freeze.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
So they can like freeze it this turn, and next turn now you've got all your resources back again.
Yeah.
You can easily play Kazusa. You have to do it in the same turn.
Yeah. I always think about that when I play this as well.
Now,
Mm.
a
Yeah.
point that we should probably bring up is there's a card that cares about cards named Kazusa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like just
Amina.
Yeah.
So it's a 2-drop that reduces the cost of Kazusa by 1.
One. Yeah.
It also reduces the cost of Kurasame's by 1 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, together they make an orphan.
yeah,
Because you like dull 2 forwards, you play Kurasame for 400, you freeze 2 forwards.
How many CP is that?
That's like 2 plus the 1 and then 4 for Kurasame.
8 CP?
So
I think
if you're,
it's 8
if you're
CP.
counting Kurasame as,
Yeah. As the
CP,
orphan body.
then,
Yeah.
then Orphan's also 8.
yeah.
No,
Like,
but
if
then
you're
it
gonna
wouldn't
count the
include
2
the
CP.
card of Kurisume. Isn't Kurisume 5 or 4?
Yeah, but
You're going to use the effect, it's only
Still-
2 and dull. That's what we're talking
in
about.
this,
the
in,
effect
this,
is
Ah,
fine.
in the deck where you're playing both
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kurasame and what's this guy called, Kazusa,
Yeah.
you also have that
Yeah.
backup that
Yeah.
reduces that
I,
cost by
I
1.
wouldn't do that just because I'd only want to run 1 or 2 Kazusas anyway.
Mm.
So I wouldn't play Amina to reduce the cost of Kazusa, so I wouldn't play Kurasame.
That's true.
It could be
That's
cool if
true,
we,
yeah.
we
Yeah.
get another Kurasame.
Yeah,
Like,
this is something I'm curious about, if
because
we will.
he might because it looks like we're getting all of the support characters
I-
from the story as opposed to the cadets.
If people go back to the old podcast, I always make these kind of predictions of like, hey, if they have this card, then they must have this card. And so I am refraining from that.
Well,
I don't even think we're gonna get a Pooja in the set.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't even think we're gonna get that.
I'm
I'm just gonna be like, oh, you know, just do your thing,
I-
Club SDCG.
Yeah.
I'm not
I'm not
gonna
saying that.
Yeah.
I'm not predicting. I'm just saying. But the trend is
Yeah.
so far what we've observed. The new art that
I
they've
have been
commissioned
wrong
has
before.
been for primarily support characters.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. It's just like I told you, I don't even think we have Pooja. So
I also like that he's
That's-
doing the like anime cool guy thing with
Yeah,
the
because
glasses.
that's supposed
No,
to
but
fit
it-
so
wait.
well with the effect he does, because he's just like, either like, hello, you're dead. Or
It's
he's,
like, my
he's just
plan
like,
is coming to
it's-
fruition.
this is what anime characters do when they alpha strike. They're like,
no wait,
and then they alpha strike, and that's what he does. He
Isn't it
sets
with their
up
middle
alpha.
finger that they do that?
Normally, yeah.
yes, but he's being different.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
just like, I'm Kasusa.
That's fine. Okay, next card we're gonna. I think
No,
we should.
we didn't talk about the threat similar to Kuja.
Okay,
Because if you've got Kuja and him in the same deck,
That's-
that's suddenly just 3
yeah.
dulls out of the blue.
Oh no, you have 5 ice backups. One of them is Kazusa,
Yeah.
right? You play 2-drop Shiva. You play 2-drop Shiva.
I mean, you,
And then you
what this
discard
means
those
is, like,
two.
these just like Kuja and Thingy doesn't rely on any top decks or anything.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like it's there.
Yeah, it's
So-
something that you have to play
and
around
you
for the
can
rest
do
of the
it
game.
from a top deck as well if you've got 5 backups.
Other than Kazusa, I think other big backups have been spoiled, haven't they? Because
Yes, there's another big backup that's
which
been
one?
spoiled.
Oh, there's
From-
yes.
yeah.
We'll get to that very soon. But
Yeah.
we'll get that. But all of these big backups, including like Alizé, including all like this kind of things, is if I'm not running 3-drop Hecatoncheir, I might find space for the Heretical Knight Garland.
I was about to say, yeah,
Yeah.
he's a target for
We're,
Heretical
we're
Knight.
starting to see more and more things
And-
that
And for
he answers.
Death Gaze.
Yes.
Oh, Death Gaze!
Death Gaze can
Oh
kill
no,
Kazusa.
Death Gaze can
But
kill
you know
Kazusa.
what you do? You Kuja the Death Gaze.
Yeah.
So then it can't. Wait.
No,
it
no,
doesn't
it
actually
doesn't
dull,
act-
does it? It's
yeah.
just got the dull icon in
Yeah, no, it
there.
doesn't dull, yeah.
It doesn't need to dull.
Death
yeah.
Gaze does not care for your dulling and freezing, Chris.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So like
It will kill you anyway.
Yeah, so like what we got Star Sybil, we're gonna get this, we're gonna get the new one we can talk about. Like Heretical Knight Garland is suddenly looking to be like a very good tempo play.
Yeah, we'll
Or,
see.
Like he's a nice toolbox.
The other thing about
Yeah, but
he's a knight.
but the only thing is that means you're winning Earth Lightning or Nerf Lightning. I was already gonna put him in.
the other thing that about having lots of huge things spoiled is you can't then just put all the new cards in a deck, and it makes me sad. Like, because when you want to try them all out, but then they just don't because it takes up all your CP.
I mean, but there's value from that because then you'd be like, when you're gonna discard this card. Like sometimes you just don't know how effective those cards are. Like with Hope. Like we thought Hope was gonna be like a different 3 of I know I was go back to that card, but
Magic Pot,
I
think, and Bomb. Those were
big
predictions.
That was painful. Yeah.
Great
Anyways,
Coke.
next card.
Yep, sure.
Yeah. So next card, this is Earth Backup, Mog Brothers. The 3-cost Earth Backup. When Mog Brothers enter the field,
Mog Brothers.
we should rename it to Mogpod and put our faces on it.
So it's like me, Chris, and Kevin, and then you're the big one in the background.
Can't this be the name of the followers? Not Moglers. Could be the Mog Brothers and sisters.
Mog siblings.
I just call them Moogles.
No,
makes sense.
Anyway.
We're going to have a very in-depth discussion after.
There will be some kind of powwow.
Anyways, when Mog Brothers enter the field, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. You may choose one Job Moogle among them and add it to your hand. Put the rest to the bottom of your deck in any order. You can put Mog Brothers to the break zone, put any cost 2 or less Job Moogle from your hand to the field. So,
I really like this card.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing the Ice Earth with Sarah, you got Mog Mobius, you got Sorbet, you got this. You've got Hardy. So my thing with this card, right, is that if you put enough Moogles, you're gonna find a Moogle. That's great. It's like a normal searcher, right? Mm-hmm. But is it really? I mean, I don't know. I just can't think. Like, is it efficient to dull it and bring a Job Moogle cost 2 or less?
One of the things with a lot of Moogles, I've been playing a lot of Moogles recently. Yeah. You want to have very specific Moogles in your backup line. It needs to consist of a particular subset of them. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you're just playing this guy out to increase your count at the start, you can, and then it'll become one of the other ones you need later. Alternatively, you could use it to play an off-color Moogle.
You can also use it to throw at somebody.
Definitely with Sarah.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. No, I mean, I understand that, but it's just, with the dull put Moogle to the break zone, is that for a lot of value? No,
it's so you're engineering the right backup line.
Yeah, okay.
Like that's the point. Because the Moogles deck wants to get to 5, and it wants these 5 things in play.
I guess that's good. Yeah. So next card.
Kane. He's a Dragoon. It's another Kane. We keep getting all these Kanes. So he costs 3. He's 9k. He's lightning.
He's a big boy.
He's a big Kane. When a Dark Forward is played to your opponent's field, your opponent gains control of Kane. When a Dark Forward you control is put from the field to the break zone, your opponent gains control of Kane. So he betrays you, I guess.
I mean, isn't that like half of FF4 where Kane's I am your friend? No, I'm with Gomez. I am your friend.
I haven't played.
Does he go with Golbez?
Yeah.
Golbez isn't a Dark Forward. Does that mean we're going to get a Dark Golbez?
I am not making any predictions because of the previous reason.
That wouldn't make sense unless we had a Dark Golbez. Unless there's another character that exists that he does that with.
Like Flavorful was. Yeah. True. But like I told you,
this is a strong indication of a Dark Golbez.
What rarity?
Unless
this
there's
is
another
hero, I think.
Unless there's another character in the game already that's
so,
a dark card.
My understanding is
there's another character that he would do this for that could also be made dark.
I'm pretty sure it's only Golbez.
Okay,
so,
in that case.
The only other dark character that we've seen from 4 is Zemus, right? And he's meant to be one of the antagonists.
And he's also not a forward, so this isn't gonna.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Unless we're also anticipating another dark Zemus.
Does Zemus? Would that make sense if Zemus triggered this event?
I haven't completely played. I just know some tidbits from Final
Well,
Fantasy.
if we take the information that it only makes sense from the game for him going to Golbez, then I take this as a really strong indication we're getting a dark Golbez.
He's going to be one of
the because
dark cards,
they only do flavorful things like this that
work,
this card, right?
This,
like Sephiroth and Aerith.
This card was back in chapters though.
Mhm.
It's the exact same. Like it hasn't changed.
Was there a Dark Golbez in chapters?
Yes. Even the
Yeah.
that current Golbez was 7-drop.
Mhm.
That brings all the 2-drops.
Ah, it was a Dark Golbez.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think
But
they're
like,
gonna make
like
a
you know
Dark
what I'm
Golbez.
saying? I don't know. Yeah, it's whatever.
Because,
you know?
because
It's fine.
they care a lot about the flavor and the mechanics of their cards when
Yeah.
they become flavorful, and this is a flavorful card by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
So
There's
Where
not much
might
to say about this game.
Like
to be
there's a
honest.
deck you put him in, which is Dragoons, but the other like the Dragoon Lord Kane is
Yeah.
so essential to that deck.
The tribal dragoons.
So
This doesn't go really in a dragoons deck in my opinion.
yeah, Freya's fine even on her own.
Mm.
And like this reminds me of Dark Lord in that it doesn't have an ability or is a drawback, or it has a crippling drawback.
Yeah.
No, but then all you have to do is kill
You
the
play
dark
enough-
forward.
yeah, all you have to do is kill it, which
Kill it
in
and then you
Lightning
get it
is
back.
easy.
Yeah.
Lightning's also the element, or one of the elements that gets first strike really easy. So he's
But-
big and
You know what? You know how they wreck you though is they play a Dark Forward and then they return it to their hand. And then it's like, no.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like they Bismarck it or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wait, what happens? Like, does
They
it go to
keep
their
it.
hand?
They keep it. No, they keep the king.
Yeah,
What? Really?
Yeah, because it doesn't go to the break zone.
yeah.
Huh.
It's only when a Dark Forward you control is pop
Oh.
on the field to the break zone.
Sorry, no. I was thinking they Bismarck the Kane and it goes
No,
to their
that
hand.
goes
So I
back
was
to
like,
the
Oh, no.
Which what?
Yeah.
I understand what you
Yeah,
mean.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
if they do that though on the king, it goes
Yeah.
back to your hand.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah.
controls it, yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
That's why I was confused
Yeah,
because I thought you were
Oh,
saying
I-
they Bismarck.
I mean, so
The Kane
because
back to
I'm
their
playing the
hand.
Emperor in Ice, right, with devout.
Yeah.
So it'd be like, okay, Emperor dies, there's the Kane, devout back Emperor, get the Kane,
the
kill
Kane.
the Emperor, get Kane, devout the Emperor, get the Kane.
Yeah, it's just-
What does the Emperor say in Dissidia when you're summoning? It's like,
Oh, when you're summoning,
it's like no power is too great to serve me. Or
That's
something
it.
like
Yeah,
that.
no power is too great. That's perfect. Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. I forgot about Kuja in Dissidia. His breaking backups to go back to your hand makes a lot of sense with his death line,
Mm.
where he says, "The world can't go
Oh,
on
yeah.
without
Like
me."
he's a really flavorful card because like he's
yeah, he'll
and-
like destroy the world so he exists.
well, 'cause that's what he does in 9.
Yeah.
Like he blows up a world so he can continue living.
But
So
yeah,
that makes sense.
I feel like them because they have a mechanic of you giving your opponent a forward, and there could be some really funky plays with this game.
Like if there's something that's like if your opponent controls a Kane, they take a damage at the start of their turn or something like that.
Oh no, more like there's like a dark forward
There are,
that's really bad,
there are
and you
cards,
give it to your opponent.
there are cards
I don't
that
know.
care about the number of forwards your opponents have. So, I mean, you could capitalize on, I lost my Kane, but now my thing which cares about how many forwards you have got that twice better.
Which is Jet and Gladiator.
and it's
and
the new
Therian.
spoiled thing, and Firion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because it'll count for 2 forwards for them, because unless they broke your dark forward is the reason they got it. But,
Yeah, there's not much to say about this, to be honest. Just a big boy that can go in some decks, I guess. I can't see a deck.
he's significantly above the curve. He jumps up 2 CP from 3 to be a 9k. Like,
It is,
he's
it is,
not
it
just
is.
from 3 to 4.
Also a relevant job.
It is. And, like, the other one that I want to compare it to, which I'll go to in my deck discussion, is Berserker. And I've been really happy with that Berserker, even on the downside. But this one is just...
Like, he doesn't have a dark side. He doesn't have a downside.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he doesn't have a downside.
He has a dark side.
Unless he does have a downside. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
like, you
there's
don't-
so many decks he doesn't do anything. Like, he
But-
doesn't have
but-
an ability.
yeah.
He's just a
So,
3-drop
yeah.
9k.
To minimize risk, you try to put him in a deck that doesn't have a dark card.
Yes. Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
Like against players who have gone for light and light cards up as opposed to dark cards.
Yeah. Like,
he's-
Warriors of
he
Light
doesn't
is-
have a downside.
is
Yeah.
there.
I've
Like,
seen...
Of course, Camlanaut and stuff exists now, but then you know what you do? You play him in deck with Ozma. You're like, haha, you're dark forward. Like, Ozma's immune.
But then the king could just attack and yours was like sad.
True.
You have to flare star just to kill your own.
No, it doesn't even
It
kill
doesn't
it.
kill
Oh no, you
It's
like
like-
you
yeah.
block and then you flare star.
Now you block the dark forward and you flare star.
Okay.
Actually,
Okay.
is there a dark forward that doesn't die to flare star?
Sephiroth. No.
Sephiroth dies.
Yeah.
I think they all die to it.
There you go, Ozma. Haha.
You have your Ozma as your backup plan in case,
Yeah.
in case Kane's betrayal kills you.
Yeah. Don't make me bring out the $2 shop bouncy ball. Don't make me do it. I'll
No,
do
wait,
it.
wait,
I'll
wait,
do it.
wait. In that case, right,
Yeah.
if you're going lightning water, you can just bounce the cane back to your hand.
Yeah, you could.
Mhm.
But you could
That's-
kill that
that's
dark
allowed.
forward and get it back anyway.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anyways, so next card, it's a 4-drop 8k Earth Forward named Ishtola. The job is Scion of the Seventh Dawn, very relevant. Ishtola cannot be broken by opposing summons or abilities that don't deal damage, have Vincent effect. If you control 3 or more job Scions of the Seventh Dawn, other than Ishtola gains Brave. If you could, when Ishtola attacks, choose one forward opponent controls. If you control 5 or more job Scions of the Seventh Dawn, Ishtola deals 8,000 damage.
Other than Ishtola.
Other than
So you
Ishtola.
need 6 total.
But that includes backups as well.
6 at the moment? Oh, yeah, there are, including backups.
Including
Definitely,
backups, yeah. Deal at 8,000 damage. So that's like, whoa.
She's a huge payoff card.
If you control 5 or more job sign of the Seventh Dawn, other than Ishtola, even including Ishtola, you can use Minfilia as well.
So that's like 2 things that are now dead.
Yeah.
Like that's their critical mass, and at that point...
Is that all of them, though? So do you have to wait for Ishtola's ability
No.
to happen before you break
I
Minfilia?
don't think it is. Hang on. So
No,
we've
no,
got
it's not.
Alphino,
Alizé.
Alizé. We've got Ida, the thing that finds Ida, 14
And
names.
Minfilia.
And Minfilia.
Yeah.
And Bart. So
And Thancred.
You're not
and
really going
Thancred,
cards.
yeah. So if there's...
And Uriante.
And Urianja, yeah. So we've got 8.
Yeah,
Other than
but-
Ishtola.
Okay. All right, yeah.
I wouldn't include Bart's. It's a different color.
But he still
It's like-
exists.
It's a different color altogether. So
Yeah.
if it wasn't the same color, I'd be like,
Okay,
that's
you got
100%.
7 then.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool that there's an Ishtola you can play with all the other Scions.
Yeah, and like
I thought that maybe they'd print more wind ones, but this makes more sense to just print a version of her. That fits in the
I
deck.
was thinking she's going to print a light one. Like if this was just a light card.
That could be cool. I think she'd be like that's a pretty big cost to give her, making her a light card.
I didn't think that would be this, but I thought that it would be a light you still
Oh, right, right.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying this card should be light.
Okay, no, I get what you mean.
I think she's a cool centerpiece for the Scions deck.
Yep.
Like, that's a nice boss.
Yeah.
It
But
is, yeah.
anyway, so she's Butch. right?
Okay, so what is
Like,
Butch?
okay,
Don't explain
so,
what Butch
so
is.
Butch is just like raw flex. Right? So it's
Can,
just like
can you do that again?
just flex. No, you wanted a gift.
Yeah,
No,
that's- you walked right into that, Chris.
What have I done?
I was like, I know what you want.
What have I done? And that's just give it every time. There's like a powerful one. There's got the Butch thing. I didn't want to do it again, but I've already done it
Go
now.
ahead.
so
It's
it
out
doesn't
there.
matter.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyhow.
yeah, she just looks like she's just like.
Yeah.
You know,
Especially with
like-
Alizé. But so that's another thing, right? We're going back to the...
Oh, right. Alizé
Yeah.
exists.
Yeah.
So
You
Alizé
can
gives
get
her
the payoff
haste.
straight away.
So you play her Jun, something dies and...
How many do
she's
you need
touched.
to give her Brave? It's
3.
3. Wow.
Other than
Which is
Ishtola.
like
Alizé,
yeah,
Alphino,
Alizé itself.
and Minfilia.
And that's it.
Yeah,
That's
just
it.
of the backups. Should have Brave and Haste as 8k
Yeah.
and cannot be broken by persons.
She's
that don't do damage.
pretty so.
She's hard to kill, and you have to kill
But
her,
she-
but
but
you can kill
she's-
the other things around her.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
just kill her friends.
Yeah.
No, but she's so the way that whenever I see Ishtola, I'm like, okay, I'm looking for those cards that break, right? Or I'm looking for but this one is like I'm looking for the cards that deal damage, right? And so, but she's Alcid prone.
Yep.
So that is a thing that whoever's playing her needs to keep in mind.
I mean, a little bit like just like with Opus 2 Vincent, like because Cockatrice exists now.
Yeah, you're gonna play 3 Cockatrices in this deck. I think people already do.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, it was really a shame that Kevin's not here because he's been playing pretty much exclusively Scions for the
Yeah.
7th Dawn
Did he take it to regionals?
He did
as well.
Yeah. And he did well, didn't he?
second.
Oh yeah, because
So-
it was you
Yeah,
him in the final.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so science is real.
No,
They're
it's-
pretty
signs are good.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Actually, I wish Kevin was here because the deck that I was going to talk
is that
about.
what we should call the episode?
I wish
we
Kevin
should-
was here.
There we are.
Yeah.
That's our title.
Anyway, so I know we're going to go into this later, but the deck that I won with regionals,
Mhm.
right, was inspired by Kevin, right?
What was it? Wait, we'll get.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
it,
well,
but
okay,
Yeah.
but I wish that. Anyways, doesn't matter.
So I think
This is okay. So this card, amazing, only goes in one deck, right?
Yeah.
And the only other thing
Pretty
is
much.
a fun deck for me is Hashma, like
Oh my
splurge.
god, this thing references a job. Hashmao.
This thing says if you've got a lot of this job, there's a big
yeah.
payoff. So that's slightly more relevant than when Marab brings us up.
No, but it's a
And
pretty good
others.
payoff. No, but this is a fun deck. Like, don't take it seriously, guys. But I might try that.
I kind of think like having it and Vincent's and just like lots of that effect.
And like
You can just-
cockatrices and
You can just go, haha, lightning
You can't
players.
fit Vincent in.
Don't do
So,
that.
lightning players.
Because that's where all the... Oh,
That's
I
where
suppose they have
Alcid-
Alcids.
yeah.
But, like, I'm just thinking of Odins and things.
So, yeah, I think I'm really happy this exists. It's not something I'm going to play just because I'm not going to be playing that deck. But I think it's nice that Scions have a big effect
Yeah, this
now.
is their big payoff.
Because
card.
before it was
Yeah.
Ida, right? And Alice. But
Yeah.
like the two.
You can, like-
things.
But Ida is good, man.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
just like this one thing. Like once you've
My-
gone through your Idas, you've gone through your
So, like,
Idas.
My,
Now
my,
there's two
my,
things.
my only thing is that in the current deck that's running right now,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to take out either
Mhm.
that Illumar or Wall if you want to keep your good curve. Because in that deck, there's a Patogarov and it's
You
pretty
can take
good.
out Dadaluma easy. For
I
extra
was-
land.
yeah.
That okay, so Alize, Alphino
Mhm.
with like Pelennor, Dadaluma is a very good secondary plant that can
Yeah,
get rid of a lot of things.
you can take out Pelennor too.
Yeah, that
Like,
opens up
the-
more space in the backup line for other
I guess so.
effects.
Yeah.
Like,
Um,
you get to play, oh, sorry. what was
That
it?
was
Like,
You're talking about Kasith?
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
we've already got a couple of other things to just
Yeah.
fit in the gaps.
and that was category 14 as well.
Yeah.
It'll
Yeah,
be theoretical.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? If they print one more Sign of the Seventh Dawn in Opus 6, then once you've bought the stat from Opus 5, it's better to buy Opus 6 than Opus 5 to fill out the deck.
All there is
Yeah.
Thancred, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all there is in Opus 5.
Yeah, that's fair.
Unless you're
just
playing
like-
the other
Oh
Ishtar
boy,
somehow.
Yeah.
like Thancred is a powerhouse.
Yeah, but
Like I've played
if you're
against
just
him
a starting
I-
player, it's like, that's fine.
I'm-
I'm going to thank you. I'll buy Opus 6, hoping to get. She's only 8, she's not an L. So,
Like when we
Yeah.
when we were talking about Thancred before, like when we were looking at the chapters cards, I dismissed him. I didn't think he was worth the time of day. But having played with him and against him, he's solid.
So unfortunately we're just gonna cut some of the spoilers a bit short, but we're gonna talk about probably one of the most important recent spoilers is Jared, do you want to tell us?
Yes. Do we have it somewhere so I can look at it?
Yeah, this is pretty much
All right. Vermilion Birdlessy Satuna is back again and just as cool as before. Type 0, 6 cost fire backup. You may search for a fire summon cost 4 or less and cast it. If you do not want to cast it, you discard it. All your fire summons now deal 1k more damage. That line I've wanted on a card for so long.
So I keep on telling people fire summons or like
on a backup, I mean. Yeah.
fire damage in general is the most efficient non-conditional burn.
no, that's not true. Like, I guess non-conditional, like, it's the only non-conditional burn.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
So,
true.
like, so
That's
of
true.
course it's the
That's-
most efficient.
Well, like,
But
that's
the
true.
problem with it is it's always
not
on
efficient.
curve.
Yeah, it's not efficient. That's the thing with fire burn. It's like when it's on the summons. It's always
on curve.
exactly on curve, and you don't want to. They pay 3 for a threat, you pay 3 for an answer. You don't want to do
Yeah,
that.
you want to get something else, which is
I
what
mean,
makes...
Lightning
Phoenix
does that.
great.
They're okay
No, they don't.
with Odin.
Like Odin isn't there to be like an efficient answer. It's just there to be really flexible.
answer.
Yeah, its versatility
Like-
is its strength.
Yeah.
So yeah, with this Citrina card, everyone's raving about it, and I'm
good.
and I've
So good.
I love fire. I've been playing fire ever since Opus 2, and
This answers the Minwu problem in a lot of scenarios.
it's
Like people played the Opus 3 Palom to get over Minwus.
I haven't
And it's so much more vulnerable.
I haven't really like cared about Minwu for such a long time.
You're not a fire player.
No, honestly, like because if there's a Minwu, oh okay, I'll just attack with my big forwards,
Yes.
and their forwards are kind of small.
Well,
Like you know what I'm saying? So it's like to me at least when I see Minwu, you have to change up your playstyle. You're not gonna play all those small things.
that's correct.
But the thing with this Citrina, right, is that I love the Opus 5 Citrina.
Mhm.
That Citrina has been so good in the decks because
We've been playing a lot of the Ifrits.
yeah, it makes the Ifrit package so consistent.
And
It
that
makes-
gets over Minwu. That's a Satuna that gets over Minwu that searches your deck as well.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah.
and it
And
also
does 4.
and
And
it costs for EX burst, and you know a lot of the games I can get 6 damage, but I can't deal a last little ping.
Yeah.
And I have verbatim Eidolon many times.
Yeah.
Many times.
No,
and it feels good every time you do it. I don't know why.
I love the
Yeah.
other Satuna as well.
Yeah.
But like this answers a lot of questions we've been having since the
don't-
start of the game.
For me, right? Oh, sorry. Oh, go ahead.
I was thinking, I don't think this is more of a Minwu, because Minwu, you care about your little damage, which isn't coming from summons, that's coming from abilities.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, this is for when they play their power booster, and now
It doesn't
it
invalidate
makes
all of
Yes.
your
Yeah.
fire summons become equal again.
Yeah.
Like, the fire summons, though, like, what are the fire summons that are played at the moment?
We've
I'm
got-
not too sure.
basically just Phoenix.
No.
Right.
No.
Have people moved back to
Bahamut.
Bernalda's? Are people
Bahamut.
playing Bernalda again? Because
Uh,
I feel like in the current environment you can get
the
away with it.
only reason why I haven't been playing it is because in Monofire I play
All the Ifrits.
the Ifrit,
Yeah.
the 2-drop that deals 7k,
And
which
the
deals 7k a lot of the times
the 4-drop deals 7k when it EX bursts anyway.
as well.
So
yeah. So you don't really need Brynhilda in that scenario. But this Satuna, right, I don't think it goes in Monofire. It can. I just think the other Satuna is better in
I want to
Monofire.
play it in.
But it goes in Fire X, in my opinion. Right?
It only affects your fire summons though.
No, actually, the other thing I want to say is that this very, very similar to Tama.
In what way?
And
You mean the
7-drop.
big Tama?
The
Yeah.
7-drop. Because the 7-drop Tama is like, pay all the CP up front, you get a zero cost backup for a thing, right?
Mhm.
Essentially. We've talked about this before in the podcast. This is the same thing. You pay 6 CP, you're essentially costing the Bahamut. Like, let's assume, best case scenario, you're playing the Bahamut.
Yeah.
Bahamut deals 9k, because it's going to be 9k.
Opus 3 Bahamut.
Opus 3, Opus 4.
Was it? Opus,
Opus
oh, right,
yeah.
Opus 4 Bahamut.
Opus 4 Bahamut. So, you're playing that Bahamut. That Bahamut is 4 CP plus the card, so that's 6 CP. So you're playing the Citrino for free, and you're getting this amazing effect with it.
It's
That's-
also an improved Bahamut.
Yeah, it is. So it's 9k.
So
yeah.
it bumps Bahamut into a different removal
At
class.
5k. So 5 CP removal class.
Yeah. So then now you're paying 6 CP. You're getting this thing.
You're getting 5 CP with it.
5 CP.
Summon.
Obviously, you need to do that like in response. You can't play the Citrino proactively.
You can,
Right,
if you're
you
gonna
can.
count Bahamut in your hand as a cost, you have to count Saturno in your hand as a cost. That's actually 8.
Mm.
So it's not completely free.
It's 0 cost to pay a backup. That's the way I think about it. So say that you're going to play the Bahamut from your hand. You discard 2.
Mm-hmm.
You play the Bahamut. That's 3 cards. And then along with the Bahamut, you get this backup that you can play for free, essentially.
No, because then you paid 6, whereas you paid 6. But if you play Saturno, you paid 8.
Because she's worth CP.
Okay, yeah.
So
But yeah, so in that
like
scenario,
you can find things other than Bahamut. You can find
if you find Belias, you're losing a lot of tempo.
unless you're killing them because you played something else.
Well, with Belias.
Yeah, you play a forward, you play Saturn, go find Belias, attack.
How much CP do you have in a turn?
Well, if you're playing a 6 CP, like you're not just discarding 3 cards for this card.
No, you're not. But then that means that you need 4 backups, a card, then Citrina, and plus a card and a 2-drop.
Mm.
So that's like 4 cards and 4 backups. I guess
It's
okay.
doable. Like I'm
But
not
then,
saying that
you-
that's what that's regularly going to happen. I'm just saying it's doable. But like you can go find Phoenix, the Opus 2 Phoenix.
Yeah, I know. It's
Like,
just
oh look, this is a backup
Oh,
that makes
yeah.
a body
that's
and also makes your guys minus 3k and
That's-
not mine, like they've got 3k damage marked on them until end of turn.
I mean, that's a little better, but this Citrina, you'd almost likely want to play it proactively. Sorry, not proactively, just like the Kazusa.
Yeah.
Right. And with a lot of the times with the Ifrits and the Bahamuts, I get value from them from the period that you use them. So like you attack with say red 13 with first strike, right? And then they're like, oh, you have nothing, you block with it. Then you play like a 2-drop Ifrit, you know? Like to me, those summons are so good because you can play them at any time.
That's true.
Yeah.
But like because she gives it the bump, you don't have to worry about compounding. Like you don't have to look to add the first strike to it.
So I understand that it's like, you know, efficient in terms of the amount of things that you gain from it. I understand that the 1K is very good.
Like for you, the biggest cost is the fact that you don't get to play the other Saturno.
Pretty much. If this was
Which is fair. Like I really like the other Saturno.
If this was a different name, and I think that's a definite balancing point. If this was a different name. If this said, I don't know, just anything else other than like Citrino or the Bro, then I well play. You know.
What if this is magical Christmas land?
Okay.
What if you're playing Opus 1 Heroic Auron.
Ah,
and you connect, and you get to play this for free.
But then you would almost certainly find the Phoenix to get the Tifa to attack.
Or you've just invalidated one of their blockers with like a Ninja or a Volker or
and then play that and then kill it.
Yeah, then you get to remove it properly.
And Auron is a category 10 forward.
That's correct.
So then you can play Titus.
Yes, because we're playing Titus in this Fire Earthless, right? Like,
yes.
Yeah.
This is a Wind Earthless.
Oh, sorry, Wind Earth. Yeah, Wind Earth Titus.
So we can put it all on off of Star City.
Yeah.
And we can find him with Brother.
And you break your Star Symbol to play Auron, and he puts another Star Symbol in when you hit somebody.
And then you can play Brother to find Auron.
He doesn't put.
Oh, he can't. It has to be a fire.
Yeah.
Fire.
Anyways, get out of this magical land. So,
normal land. In normal land, I'm playing my ice deck or whatever. I'm like, okay, Genesis, haha, I've dulled and frozen your thing, do my stuff. Opponent's turn, and they're like, okay, dull 2, discount 2, Saturna, kill Genesis, have Saturna in play. I'm like, I don't like that. That's good. Like, they play, like, from your opponent's point of view, imagine this being played against you, right? Like, it's going to set you back. So
in my opinion, right, this will actually go perfectly in a fire water list that doesn't run any water summons.
I have a question.
I think of Ico.
No, it doesn't have to be Ico, but just the fire X lists, because I've seen a lot of water X lists that don't run the X summon. Does that make sense?
So why do you think it would go in a fire water deck specifically?
That's the first thing that came to mind. To be
okay.
Water is particularly reliant on its water summons.
Yeah, because the other thing is the other thing to look at Saturna is it puts a summon in your break zone. Like, is that relevant for anything? Currently in fire, I don't think it is.
Not yet.
In water, there's Ico, and potentially Una.
Are we doing that?
Yeah, I mean this is in the same deck, isn't it? The so it's perfect.
Yeah.
So like, would you play a Seymour that could kill 5 drops that costs 6? Because this can kill, like, Saturna can kill 5 drops.
So 4 between 4 and 6, right? There's a huge.
It can also kill several 6 drops.
She doesn't kill the 5 drops once the boosters are in play.
That's true.
She kills the 4 drops when the boosters.
It's like, okay, so I've tested out a whole slew of 6-drop cards. I've tested out 6-drop Vanille. I've tested out 6-drop. Whatchamacallit? I'm blanking.
Yeah.
No. There's more than that. Right. 6-drop Garland. I've played. Other like 6-drop, even like Shantota, right? And when you play them, it you lose. Like, you're not losing tempo, but it's just like you're spending so much, and that thing has to be impactful. This is impactful enough. Don't get me wrong, but
I brought this up on the bus on the way here when Jared and I were busing here. That it reminds me a lot of Shantoto, where like you have to play this backup at the right time, and it costs a lot. And if it's the backup that's in your hand currently, and you want to play a backup for next turn, it's like I can't justify paying 6 for this for no effect.
Yeah.
And
even when you run 3, right? You're not. I mean, like I don't recommend running 3, but even if you do run 3, you can't really rely on the 1k more damage on your fire summons, right? In which case, if I'm using that card, if I'm using this card, and I put 3 of it, and I'm relying on the 1k damage for whenever that happens, I don't really like that. I'll still find other ways to get over that hump for those fire summons anyway, right? So like if they're not playing Minmu, I'll go Ranger or like the normal starter VV or the bomb cost bomb to kind of get them over that thing. You know?
A lot of things I see sometimes make me feel like maybe I've been spoiled as an ice player because I'm like, your fire summons are almost as good as my ice summons now.
They're all already one bigger, but you can only target some things.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I'm glad Fire got this, and I'm happy that people are excited for it. I'm just not excited for it.
I think it will. I think it will see play. I think it will be played.
I do agree. I do agree.
Like, because it will happen. It reminds me very much of Mono Lightning. It reminds me of that similar play style of like you develop a thing while you kill a thing, and like Kazusa, that also reminds me of Mono Lightning.
bumps all of the like fire summons, like they all become above curve. Like all of the just like the ones that are point and click removal.
Yeah, but above curve, like because power boosters are so prevalent. Like all your opponent's forwards are usually above curve again. Like so, it you just levels the playing field, in my opinion. And against things that don't have power boosters, you don't need +1k. So it's just a like leveling the playing field, in my opinion.
Does give us a way to deal 9k.
Yeah.
Which fire doesn't have a summon, at least not yet, that deals 9.
It makes Phoenix
you can
9.
do 10.
It makes Phoenix 9 as well.
Yeah, that's
very
making
good,
Phoenix 9 is really good because the thing you bring in with Phoenix usually kills a smaller thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can 9 and Phoenix. We talked about so many Phoenixes in this one. The two different
Don't
kinds
worry,
of
Legendary Phoenix.
They'll be up on the screen.
Yeah.
If you're watching the video, if you're watching the Barian podcast.
So
we apologize for not being specific enough.
I don't have a massive reaction to the Satuna because I don't think. I just think the game continues on. Satuna will be played. I don't think like no, they got this horrible thing like Illawa.
What would be fantastic is if we just get another card that doesn't go find a summon and just has the second line of text on it as well, because then we can have 2.
Oh.
Yeah, once you get 2,
Like,
that's when they stack.
That's what we're looking forward to.
I don't
think.
I don't know.
Because then you play Ifrit and it does 8k for 2, and then it's almost as good as Shiva.
Well, then we play like we've got 5 fire characters in play. Where you play the one that counts all of the.
Oh, that Ifrit, and you make it almost as good as Shiva again.
Yes.
That effort is actually very good. I really like that effort.
Or we play Neo Bahamut and deal 10k.
Which probably go in the same deck actually, because this deck you wanna play like evokers and things. I think.
Yeah.
So
you're ramping out your backups.
Yeah, like I said, I'll try her out. I'm just being reserved.
She'll exist in the game, and it was.
It
won't change the game a lot. Like, they can.
It'll be impactful. I'm not saying no. It's just not for me.
What I like most. Well, I'm not sure if this is what I like most, but like one of the things I like most about her is because of Opus 2 Phoenix existing. She's a backup that is also a forward. So like you get to play.
Devout is already there.
Yeah, no, but.
Devout isn't ice.
No.
Wind
He means
Devout.
the wind one.
Ah, right.
But does wind have as many relevant 2-drops?
You don't have to get a wind forward.
Yeah.
No, but you have to be in wind.
Yeah, but like
2 drops a Dane is very good.
Yeah, wind has quite a few 2-drops. It'll have Maria when at the same time Satuna comes out.
True. Yeah.
It has Zidane, Ishtalar, if you want to use
Elementalist.
and then once you go into other elements like the ping and killer thing in Lightning Wind, you could get Ragdia and things, but Devout's not seeing play. Like,
just thinking you get to bring
I guess
your hasty Tifa. It's a backup that is also a.
Although I love the idea of Phoenix in a Sid Reigns off of this and then killing a 7k.
Would that be cool?
Yeah, I told you I think that this card is good in a Fire X deck where all your summons are fire. Not in mono fire. I wouldn't play in mono fire. I'll try it out. I don't think it would stay.
I think Phoenix is probably one of the best things you can do from playing this. But even in like not the best thing you can do, play a killer thing. Like that's funny point. That slows you down. When every time you play a forward, that is an investment, and so when they remove it, it doesn't matter from your point of view that they paid 6. Like they got the effect. You know, like it's there. They got it back up, and they've killed a thing.
So I think that's enough for the spoilers. We've talked a lot about them.
We couldn't get to all of them.
Yeah. But yeah, just a little side note. I think we need to spare a few seconds for the death of the chapter reviews.
What? We're not doing them anymore?
No, we're not doing them anymore. The reason why is the same reason is that, like last week, we tried to look up some rebels, and probably none of them are going to be seen.
I think Opus has become different enough.
Yes,
now.
exactly.
Yeah, we're starting to see more and more new cards.
The only card so far is that Kane that we just talked about.
Yeah,
that's the only one that was in chapters.
Oh, really? All the others are new cards.
As far as I know. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's no.
We're still getting that Type 0 Shiva.
Have we talked about the Shiva?
Let's not. Let's just pretend like it doesn't exist because none of us want it.
But let's just go back to the good times of when we did actually predict some cards.
Those times, good old days.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. We predicted Royal Ripeness.
Yes, we did.
Was that very first episode?
Yeah.
that's right.
We predicted Thancred.
Yep.
We predicted what was that?
I think I was against Thancred. I thought it was too boring, but I'm
We predicted, was it Alizé or Alphano? Because we got the spoiler that searched for.
we knew that it was going to exist. We didn't know what it was going to do.
We predicted there was another one that we predicted that was pretty good.
Black Knight.
Black Knight, yes,
Black
that's
Knight
the
was
one. Yeah,
not-
Black Knight. Huh?
Not that anyone's ever played Black
Sorry,
Knight.
I was just saying, trust us, we did predict another thing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so at least those three. So, chapter review is dead.
We don't need to.
We're going to bury it.
We're not looking to the past anymore.
Yeah.
Something
we'll
I
look into the
recommend for
future.
people, just casually, if you have the time, like it takes a lot of time, is just as a test, try review cards before they've come out. Like actually give them a score, like the rating system, because you'll
And
probably
see if it
find
changes.
afterwards like that you've probably had very different views on things that you wouldn't have realized if you hadn't written it down first.
Yeah.
That's something I've noticed from doing the
Ever
reviews.
since we've started.
If
doing
you
it,
don't give something a definite score before, and you don't record what you thought about
Before
something
you play it.
before afterwards, then you it's easy to look back like with rose tinted
Like,
glasses
oh,
and
of
be
course.
like, yeah, like of course this card was good. You
Yeah.
know, like I never thought otherwise.
It
Like,
can be an excellent learning experience.
My
yeah, absolutely.
I can bring this back up, but my biggest mistake was Ranger. That was my favorite fire card.
Yeah.
I really like the idea of it at the start, and I'm kind of meh on it. I don't know. It's a good card.
Okay, so we spent the time to talk about chapter cards, but now it's for the MCD.
The MCD.
It's not a drug. It's a Mogpod Community design.
Yes.
So this one is from Richard.
Thanks, Richard.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool one too.
Yeah, so this is Ultimisia Griever form. It's a 7 CP, water forward at 9,000 power. That's beyond curve for water, right?
Yeah.
So the effect, what it reads is Ultimisia Griever form is also card name Ultimisia in all situations. When Ultimisia Griever form enters the field, your opponent must pay 2 for each forward they control. If the opponent doesn't, tap all forwards the opponent controls.
Dull them all, I guess.
Dull all forwards the opponent controls.
And they have to. It's not like dull the ones they don't pay for. It's like they have to pay 2 for each forward they control. And
Oh,
if
so they can't choose.
Yeah. It's like
Ooh,
you
that's-
just dull all of them.
That's spicy. Anyways, so then we got an S ability, S and 4 water CP. Shockwave Pulsar, which people play the Dissidia game, she always does. Destroy all dull forwards on the field.
It says monsters in the design, but do we think he means forwards?
Forwards.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty cool. It's fits in that control-y ice water
It's a
little
nifty
matchup.
card.
I mean, you can just play this and like Zalora, right? If they don't pay.
That's the same as using the S.
Yep. But like you might not have
Except
all,
only in mono water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Like, and that destroys all of them, not just prime costed ones.
This is actually pretty pretty balanced in my opinion.
it's a strong card. It has it rewards you for playing to a particular play style.
And correct me also, we got this before we got Star Sybil, or before Star Sybil was spoiled.
Why does that matter?
Because it's 7 CP and you can't play it on Star Sybil. And you can't play
That's
it
your
on Star
answer to all
Sybil.
of your problems
It's already
these days.
balanced.
It's already balanced.
Rebalance.
It was rebalanced.
That symbol came out.
This guy's amazing.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the strength of the cards was mainly as like a stun deck, he says, revolving on water ice, because in ice you can play Renoa to search for Ultimisia. So you can play like Vayne and Kuja and all those kind of things that kind of, and then I guess he says you can play Minwu, Cecil, and Cagnazo to protect your phone forwards.
It brings up playing the Opus 2 score, which is pretty cool. You can attack with it, dull down all of their backups, and then post combat you can play your
That's actually really cool. Yeah, it says harder for them to pay.
you have to somehow bring it in and
Tama.
with a Tama, I guess, but yeah.
The
Or
answer,
in your ice.
Jared,
ice waterless.
Jared, the answer is always Tama.
Is it?
Yes.
The answer is always
The
Tama.
answer is always Tama.
one day I'll just have this dead look in my eye and go, yes, The answer is Tama. How did I ever?
I'm thinking of it with
How did I ever
like
forget?
Time Mage in Ice, the one
Oh, that's
that
cool,
moves
yeah.
it forward
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
enemy's
yeah,
back.
yeah.
Because it costs 7 and you want to use the S on the same turn you play it, and 7 is a lot to try
It
and
is,
yeah.
use the S in the same turn. I mean, I think he designed that on purpose.
Yeah, because it's
To be
down
honest.
to
But
like 4 water CP. with
It's
an
it's
S.
still kind of okay because you only discard one card if you're in full backups, which is still okay. Like there's nothing to scoff.
Yeah, so
at.
hang on, if you got 5 backups, so then you discard a card for Ultimecia,
Yeah,
and then you discard Ultimecia and 2 cards. So you can do it with a 5-card hand with 5 backups.
that's not bad.
That seems
Yeah.
very fair.
I mean, I often stockpile cards and then do the big Zalor thing of like dull stuff and Zalor
Yeah.
anyway. So
The weakness of this card, he says, is that it's targetable via effects. That's why he says you should pair it with Cecil to protect it for generic protection. It's weak to Opus to Emperor because Opus to Emperor requires, stops the S ability. It loses the stronger slowing. What's that?
the stronger slowing effect that Ultimecia, the other Ultimecia.
Oh,
brings.
yeah. Which is why it's called Ultimecia. It's balanced in that way too.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
play that one and this one is like,
You can discard the other one to this one.
you can.
Yes.
You can. Yeah.
You can like Leviathan this one or Scholar it back to your hand, so then you have the S for the other one as well, and all
Yeah.
that stuff's dull because that Ultimecia is being in play,
Yeah,
making this
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
come
yeah.
into play dull.
Yeah. Like we've got those cards of the Ice Water that kind of synergize. There has been a deck that really puts it all together. Like
Yeah, Ice
You know what I'm
Water,
saying?
I feel has like all these threads that go together, but
yeah.
they don't. Like,
They don't
I feel
solidify.
like they're cables that go in different
Yeah.
directions.
Yeah.
Like it's not like an interwoven.
You've got
weave.
all the Leviathans
Oh.
and then all of the
A bad
discards.
analogy.
And then the Category 6 package. There's a lot of Category 6
Yeah.
swords. And there's
Yeah.
like, there's so much little things
Yeah.
and it's like,
Yeah.
Anyways,
We should probably explain, like, Ultimecia Griever form, this is referring to one of her, in the final boss fight with her at the end of 8, she, like, assumes multiple forms. So this is, I think, the second to last form she takes, if I remember correctly.
yeah. Tell us in the comments below if we're wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is similar to like, Angio Penance or Genesis Avatar or...
Except neither of those have S abilities.
That's true,
That's
yeah.
what's cool about this one.
Or even if you try to compare it to like Kefka, it's like the boss form, so to say, of Ultimecia. But yeah, I don't know. I think this card is pretty cool. It's it just might make that deck. I'm not quite sure, or well, at least support it to a significant degree.
I mean, you like play a thing that dulls all their forwards. Like, if it's more than like 2, then it's dulling more than Shiva. So it's
Yeah.
like guaranteed all their forwards, and then it's Gaia Yang.
Well,
And then
like-
you like
oh yeah,
get through, you can just attack.
If
and win.
you don't
So-
play, if you don't
Yeah.
pay and you have guy, they don't
Yeah.
go.
If we're
Yeah.
interpreting it as if they can pay, they must pay, then, like,
Oh,
it
no,
also
no.
discards their hand.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think
Yeah,
that's
like
what
Because
it means.
but even then, right? It's unknown information.
Yeah.
What if all your hand is dark cards?
Yeah.
Right.
Then you can't,
Yeah. So I think it's really cool. I really like when we get like boss designs. And,
Yeah,
like,
everyone.
the
Yeah,
flavor,
It's a
not
nifty
necessarily
card.
even boss designs, just the really flavorful
Yeah,
cards
yeah.
that have been sent in. Like, one of the joys of the game is finding a card that makes sense. Like with
no,
its effects.
if I was to make an Ultimecia card,
Yeah.
right, it'll be more similar to like when it enters the field, choose a character that you control,
Mhm.
repeat it into the field ability.
Oh, so like Time Major.
Yeah, because she's a time warper thing. So
Ah,
she
yeah.
comes onto the field. You can choose a character, and it happens again, whatever that thing is.
One of the
Yeah.
things, like, do we care about spoilers for Ultimecia's in, like, plot?
Spoiler
Alright,
alert!
just
Like,
give me
yeah,
a signal when
yeah.
you're done.
Because, like, one of the things that she does, and the
Yeah.
thing is she like, possesses other people.
Yeah.
So that would work with that as well. Yeah.
Damn it, I heard that.
Oh, well.
Why did
You were never going to play 8, Chris. I've
Anyways,
tried to get him to play
Yeah,
8
yeah.
so many times.
Yes. So that's why I think that that would be my favorite way to do it. But this is very cool as well.
I like this. This is just a cool card. Yeah, right?
Well
Well done. What was his name?
Richard.
Richard. Thanks. Thanks for the submission.
So I guess there's not much to talk about this card. Tell us in the comments below what you think of this card. And
Speaking of comments, I had a thought experiment the other day that I
Yeah.
think would be interesting to share with our viewers or listeners. So it's like this puzzle of what is the setting up the board state however you need to at the start of your turn. What's the maximum number of cards you can know in order from the top of your deck? So you can set up the board state however you need to previously, but you have to take into account how many turns at minimum must have passed for you to
Okay.
have got to that board state.
Sure. So this is going to be a Mogpod quiz. I'm not sure if we're going to do this every time.
Like a
Right.
puzzle.
So guys.
Yeah, Mogpod Puzzle Quest or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Mogpod, I don't know, quiz, puzzle quest. What should we do?
Yeah.
The Mogpod Puzzle Quest. We'll get back to it next podcast. But tell us in
Yeah.
the comments below of what's the best way to do the
Yeah,
audio.
so,
yeah.
so that's just like conditions in
Yeah, repeat it again.
a clear way. So the ultimate goal is to end up with knowing the most number of cards.
And a 50 card deck.
Well, you start the game with 50 cards,
Okay.
but when you draw, you have got 45
Okay,
cards.
yeah.
Right, so you start with a 50 card deck, like normal. What's the most number of cards you can know in order from the top of your deck? And you're allowed to use any board state prior to the turn where you do this. The turn that you start this, you don't know anything from the top of your deck. You're not allowed information from previous turns. And you can also have as many cards in hand as you need. But you have to consider, if you rely on a 2-drop backup being in play, that you've discarded a card for the 2-drop backup. You've drawn some cards. Like if you've got 5 backups, you must have had to have drawn some cards to pay for them as well.
Yeah.
So you got to think about, once you've drawn cards, your deck is less in size. So if you end up with a way that finds out the size of your whole, not the size, the number of cards, not the number, sorry. If you find out the order of your entire deck, you've got to think about, is that the most cards in your deck
That you
that
could
answers
have
the
had.
puzzle?
As
Could
well.
you have done it in a way with having drawn less cards?
Yeah.
No.
So
Yeah.
we're going to do that too. And also send your suggestions for the MCD, Mogpod Community Designs for at Mogpod Gaming, mogpodgaming@gmail.com.
Cool.
So I think we're running short on time, but I wanted to, if you guys don't mind, just talk about my deck.
Sure.
Sure thing.
No,
yeah.
the only reason why is because just last weekend I won the Auckland Regional.
Yep.
Yes.
That was going around. Yeah. And the finals was between two Mogpod hosts.
Yeah. It was you and Kevin in the final.
If only Kevin was here.
If only we'd been there to go take a look.
Yeah. Well, we work on.
Yeah,
You
we
were-
work.
Oh, I was
No.
there.
Wait, were you?
No, you
No,
weren't.
you weren't.
Oh, this was no.
This
no,
was
I
the other
wasn't
one.
there.
Yeah, this is the other one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so pretty much, so this deck idea is called Standard Cyclone.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, because it's a standard units deck and uses Cyclones. Anyways,
And it's also wind.
yeah,
Clever wordplay.
Yeah, and you like vomit on the board and then
All
we
right.
win. But anyways, this iteration of the deck only occurred. Yeah, you can go. Only occurred because I thought, because in the previous regional, Kevin played Scions,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that was fine, right? And then following weeklies, I was kind of testing who was going and who's playing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Got Fire Ice, we got Mono Lightning, blah blah. And then Kevin out of nowhere bought his Mono Water Monsters. It's like a new thing that he bought in a couple of weekly, and I was like, I played against my current version of the Mono Earth deck, and I kept on losing, because if he isn't Osmaing me, he's Kegnosing me all the time, and it just feels bad, and I can never put enough aggression, and he doesn't care if his forwards die. It's that Mono Water Monsters list is just very, very brutal, and he was very good at knowing when to discard the Osmas and knowing when to keep the Osmas for the S. And I couldn't beat it. So I went back to the drawing board. I'm like, I need to make a deck that beats that Mono Water.
Something new.
Yeah. So then so I was like, okay, so what's the best way to beat that? You need to put a whole bunch of cheap forwards and forwards that don't die to Ozma, right?
So
So
the flare star, you mean?
yeah, the Flay Star from Ozma. So I was like, okay, we'll just build big guys from cheap things, that was my thing. And I was like, okay.
The traditional Earth solution.
and in that quest, I was I put in things that are very good counters to The Y'shtola is very good counter to monster decks because they care about summons.
Mhm.
Ranger is very good against mono lightning and fire ice. Like when I played this against Justin, it was fire ice.
Yeah.
I played it mono wind style. I just played all my wind cards and I won because when I played Ranger and Y'shtola and stuff, he can't really deal with it effectively.
You know what I've noticed?
Yeah, what?
Almost all of your forwards cost a prime number.
Yes, that's true.
But then he also
That's
has
true.
Diablos and Azura to activate them.
He
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
like,
And Aerith.
Yeah, and
That's
Aaron.
the,
Man. Okay, yeah. So anyway, so then like I created this deck and I tested it and I kept on changing it on Untap with other people. And then I go to the regionals day and then I found that he's playing Scion. I'm like,
Kevin's playing
Yeah,
Scion.
Kevin's
on the
playing
deck
Scion.
that you built.
And then I was like,
Built
oh,
against.
that's fine. But like this deck is anti-meta, right? So this is all about if you have removal, it's not going to be efficient. And your
if they
opponent-
have removal.
well,
Like if your opponents have removal.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be efficient, and then and even if that it's not gonna be efficient, and then when you have cards that don't care about that, like Elementalist and Ranger.
Yeah.
So then like I tried tested this out. The problem with this deck, believe it or not, is very limited removal options. Right?
Yeah, you just have like one.
You've got
Like
Yes.
you kill one
Yes,
thing,
yes.
you kill one.
So
Yeah,
my game plan is just focusing on building the backups, right, and then just vomiting the board, and they can't deal with it efficiently. So if they've got cards like Elementalist, if they've got cards like Zemus, right, I am almost like out of luck, kind of, if I don't draw the certain cards. So that's its weakness. The second weakness is if I don't have Vanille or Way early game, and it's a very aggressive deck, right, I can't win because most of my cards aren't actually very good without the backups.
Right.
And Vanille, like a lot of games, I am so happy to block with Vanille, like chump block her there, right, and remove Hecatonkis from my deck, just to buy me enough time to build my backups.
Yeah.
And then I vomit with everything else, and then
Yeah.
that's how I win. So the Vanille is like essential to the deck as my out for very aggressive decks. I didn't initially have Aerith in the deck.
I like that you found room for it.
Yeah. I had what did I have?
I see it being particularly awkward to play as well, seeing as how few 2-drop backups you're on.
Yes, it is. It is.
Like I see you'll off, I imagine you often end up playing her just and only untap one thing, right?
I've done that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that, but sometimes it's okay.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
I'm.
yeah.
It's just like that's. It always feels bad.
It
whenever
does.
you're
It does. But
Yeah.
but sometimes you have to like in a lot of game like now, one game in particular, right? I drew Maria early, but I had to discard her to do something, and then like a couple of times later, I drew Maria again, but I had to discard her to do something, and it just feels bad to discard my Maria and Necros and Arcs, right?
Yeah.
This is why I really like Summoners and Evokers. Because you can play them without having to discard anything.
I know,
Yeah.
I know. But this deck is a little bit combo, I guess.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you get these backups down, right? As soon as you get Arc, Enocro, and Maria down, and maybe even Aerith, you can't.
Your whole board is huge, and
honestly,
your opponents will be looking at that Aerith going, I can't.
But hey, your fire
Big
summons have plus 1k.
Look, eventually we'll get another one, and then you'll all be.
So Roban is a pseudo 3. So you think I have 24 forwards, but I don't. I really don't. I have like 22 forwards. I count Roban as a 1 forward because most of the game I can't play him as a forward. I play him as a removal. But then when I do get my board set, he's a forward. So I kind of got like 22
I
forwards.
still don't understand Roban's flavor. Like the.
Like,
Why? I don't
Yeah,
get
yeah.
it.
Does he like have an explosive vest or something? Or
No, I don't know. We need Kevin to talk
Yeah.
about this.
there's so many times.
Where is Kevin?
And
Yeah.
Kevin could have given us the counterplay talking about playing
Yeah.
against this deck.
Yeah.
Because Chris and I haven't played against it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
I really want to play against this deck because
Hmm.
I love going against decks that have ways to activate their forwards.
Yeah.
I find it so much more interesting when like
I've got multiple ways. I've got Diablos, Aerith, and Asura.
yeah, but then I've got like Ghoul and Shiva and Time Mage.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Orphan
yeah.
and Genesis inside. Like it would be so cool to
This
have that.
so what I've decided, right? And I don't know, I might get like pretty bad like in the future if someone plays this around me. But for me, I am always in almost every Earth deck, unless something else comes up, going to play at least one Tama, at least one Rydia, unless like for a reason I don't have summons or whatever, and at least one Masked Woman. those 3 cards, even though they're just one of, every time I have them, they're so influential.
Mhm.
I won one of my games against Kevin in the finals because I drew Masked Woman. It was as easy as that.
Mhm.
So this deck, right, can't kill Tancred. Think about it.
Without Masked Woman.
Without Masked Woman, like best way if he's active and I play Roban, right? But he's usually not active.
Can you
'cause-
make him like a 1k and a block?
Yeah, that too. I guess the Diablos, but Masked Woman was like my most efficient and best answer for him. Yeah. So like,
You've also got like Scion Wardens. How big do they get?
oh, okay,
9Ks?
okay. So
I
You
love
play-
that you're playing this because I was like, Murad, this is going to be like your card
Yeah,
this
yeah,
opus,
yeah.
and you're like, nah,
And you're like,
this
no,
isn't
yeah,
remember.
But I actually think that probably this deck and one other deck in my
Mhm.
mind is the only decks that they can fit in. But anyways, so you play if I've got all 3 backups,
Yeah.
you play 1 Warden, right? He's 8k. You play 2 Wardens, they're 10k. You play 3 Wardens, they're all 12k.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
all-
I like how it's his downside's gone because it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I attack. And you're like, okay, I block. It's like, I remove your other warden, shrinking your warden from 12 to 10.
And it's like, oh, yeah, you can try. Yeah. But it's like, this Psycho Warden is very, it's kind of iffy because if you draw 2, like sometimes I'm like, I draw, I have a Psycho Warden in hand. I'm like, oh, the rest of the cards aren't so good. I mulligan. And I draw 5 cards and I see 2 Psycho Wardens. I'm like, what's why?
It reminds me of, it's when I draw multiple
Yeah,
Flens. I'm like,
Yeah, it feels bad. But you do need to, but even if I play 1 Psycho Warden, it's not that bad because it 1-drop 8k,
Yeah.
essentially. But you do need to know the kind of board state. Like, I won't play 3 against Eucharist because I'm afraid of Zelera. When you Zelera my 3 Psycho Wardens, that's
Yeah,
for
but
max
you've got-
value.
That
You've got a lot of stuff to
You've
protect
just
you
told
from
me
it.
now that if I see 3 Psycho Wardens, you've got a Diabolos or an Earth.
I have a recommendation
Yeah.
for this deck.
Mm.
Okay, and this is because every time I see Aerith and Azura in the same deck,
Yeah.
I want to try and find room for
For
just
2-drop.
one 2-drop
Yes, I know.
Aerith.
I've always thought about that as well. I can't.
I think you can.
There's this
You just have to
nothing.
cut something essential.
so Mobius is one of, but it's so good.
Does it find only if only it finds forwards, right? Yeah.
So this Mobius, right?
Break my boogers. Just find a card.
Fight a card.
Just search your deck for
No, wait,
cards.
It's kind of like
wait,
that anyway.
Wait. Water will have that effect. Like guaranteed.
At some point.
Guaranteed.
I'll just get,
Yeah.
and it'll be a Moogle just to show you
No,
up.
they should put in light or dark, like a backup.
That would be cool.
That would be like really heavily downsided, but you can find anything.
Like Milton.
No. Just the fact it's a light or dark backup.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
nice bump, and then find a card. Like,
But so this Mobius late game finds me on Unite and people like, you don't run haste. Or finds me like
who just like who does that? Yeah, you just like play a game. Hey, nice to see you. Yeah. You don't want face. Yeah, you're right.
Got me.
Let me put that back in the deck.
How's your week going? You don't want face.
No, but you know what I mean, right? Is that so this Mog is very good. And also, this Mog made me go down the Psychomorphosa down to 2.
Mm-hmm.
This Psychomorphosa is very good. A lot of people are playing monsters.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Monsters
he's
are a force.
perfectly fine.
And when there's no monster, I don't care because he's a 3-drop 10k.
It's just-
Fair
It just
enough.
says like he's a 3-drop 10k. I played him
Yeah.
multiple times just on an empty board. And just
Whoa. Hang on. Are you telling me you're in Earth without Star Sybil? You're playing 13 characters so you can play Lightning off of Star Sybil?
Don't give him any
Like,
ideas.
I've always done that, haven't I?
Yeah, he's asking why you're not doing that here.
Oh no, there's not enough space. There's not enough space.
It's Star
I mean,
Sybil,
And you're
though.
not making room for Star Sybil? Your solution
What
to
is
every
this?
problem in the world ever?
Yeah.
No forward is like 5. Like I don't get affected by Vayne or Diablos for the 5-drop thing at all.
Mhm.
So Vanille's very good for a thing. Roban is very good late game and early game.
I
Zidane is amazing, man. Like
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
always a
That's
it's
the
always
name is-
always a pleasure to play it.
I had a hilarious moment against Justin in our in just our locals.
We talk about Justin a lot this time. This
Yeah,
podcast.
he's a
He's
Ice Fire player.
our regular Ice Fire player.
Yeah, and I loved, like, we were playing a game, And then I had like Orphan and Setzer and something else in play. And he was like really on the ropes, and he's top decking, and then he's like, RNG! Plays Bane!
That sounds like him, yeah.
That
That
was
sounds
so
like
funny.
him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's amazing because if for this deck at least, if I draw backups, I draw one Psychon Warden that equals 3 forwards.
You can just
It's very
explode.
And the card I keep on telling people that no one's played this card in our weeklies. I'm not sure if other people played it.
Yeah.
I've thought about playing it.
No one's playing this card in our weeklies. It's 3 cost Berserker. She becomes a 3 cost 11k that has to attack. And it's okay because I usually, like, if the board state is...
Okay.
Wait, hold up. If the board state is, like, locked, I usually attack with 1 forward anyway and then pass the turn. This is just going to be, like, the forward I attack with. But at one time I have attacked with it and it's died. Because they got a 11k first strike, and that was
How did they manage that?
So
Chocobos.
I have a rules question about this.
Yeah.
So it says he must attack at least once per turn if possible. Oh, that's different.
Yep.
That's different to Umaro.
Is it? Wait, let's...
So you guys keep on telling me that they have. That's the first thing they do. They have to attack,
But this is,
and that is what I have done in the tournament, because it didn't really matter.
Umaro must attack once per turn if possible.
So with this, does that mean it says at least once per turn? Does that mean that you? Oh, that means Umaro can't attack twice if it suddenly could for some reason.
Oh wait, that could be relevant. That might be relevant.
No, this is the same wording.
Yeah, it's the
It
same
says
text.
at least once per turn.
Yeah, it's the same as.
Umaro says once
Must.
per turn. I must attack
So-
once per turn. Yeah. So that's what I mean. If
So
that comes
that's-
up. Anyway, but my rules question is: does that mean like as soon as it's able to attack, it must? Or does it mean by the end of the turn it like retroactively looks at the card and
I think
then somehow
so.
says, no, right,
You must attack."
You must have attacked by now, so you're being wrong.
that is the way. That is
Does
the,
it have to attack first, really, is the question.
that is the way that I see it. But in the tournament, because of a little discrepancy,
Yeah.
I attacked with it first anyway.
Yeah, that's what I do when I'm doing this.
Yeah,
I just take
yeah.
like the least favorable thing for
Yeah,
me and
yeah.
just go for it.
And it didn't matter that much in the matchups anyway.
Yeah, because the reason this comes up for me with that wording is, so you with the wording is you go to the attack phase. It's now possible to attack with Berserker once this turn,
Yeah.
so you have to do it because the card says it must attack if it's possible.
Yeah.
And it's possible now. So, but then there's the other way to read it of, by the end of the attack phase, does it like look back and go,
Yeah. We need a...
And then if you've got Amaro and another
Berserker.
Amaro
Like
effect
Redis as
Uh,
well.
or- and a Berserker.
in the same element, do they then have to party?
Ooh.
Like if you got two Berserkers, they can't party, so that question doesn't come up.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true. Yeah.
And so then you can say it's possible, so one must attack. Then it's like, it's not possible for me to attack because I can't form a party, so then it waits till the next check, and then it's like, okay, it's possible.
We need a Kageyama tweet from up on high atop the big thing.
We'll see. Onion Knight, this deck is actually pretty good as well because
I love Onion Knight so much.
I can activate it multiple times and I can do multiple points of damage.
Yeah.
And just the haste is cool sometimes.
Yeah, as soon as I saw Onion Knight, I was looking for the things that let you use it multiple times.
Yeah.
It's like,
And I can.
that's,
We've got
yeah.
Azura, we've got Aerith.
How big does Onion Knight get in this deck?
6k. Not much.
Enough.
But like, that's not the things I'm buffing. I'm buffing these guys.
Yeah.
I'm surprised people haven't like given it Brave with Wall. Why aren't people trying that?
I mean, like, I would try it, but Wall doesn't fit in this deck.
No, I don't mean in this
I
deck.
had-
Like,
I-
why
I
isn't
had
there?
no space for it.
Because if you're looking for a light card and you've got Wall in play,
Oh, you're playing the other Wall.
you're playing Warrior of Light.
Yeah. That's true, yeah. And Elementalist, like I said before, is amazing, but you need to play it at the right time so it doesn't get removed. That's pretty much it.
You can also protect your Elementalist with
Yeah,
Aerith
somewhat.
and stuff.
Somewhat.
And it's how big once you've got everything in place? It's 7k.
7k, yeah.
So it doesn't die for free to things, which
Yeah.
is important.
But even then, like, you need a Brynhilder to kill it, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
but it's not like they're playing a VV and killing it, which is the...
Well, if they do, like, I'm better okay
Actually,
with that
if
than
it-
something else.
If
you know?
it's the only summon I can think of that's actually more efficient than its cost, it's actually Earth efficient.
To cost 6k.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, it's like, I mean, if the
Oh, you mean
efforts-
the other effect needs a condition?
yeah,
of
that's
fire,
got a
yeah.
condition. So it's not unconditional, but
But yeah, so like this deck has been very good. Like I said,
No, it won you originals.
be very. It's anti-meta. It's got a lot of cards that care about abilities, and even with those abilities, like Justin had like Tella, and that Tella couldn't kill anything.
Because everything's either too big or
Yeah.
can't be targeted.
Yeah, that's
I really want to verse it.
Mm.
I want to go against it.
yeah. I'll
That's-
burst against you next Wednesday, man.
Yeah.
But
That'd be fun.
yeah.
I see myself struggling. But,
Like I built this deck for the meta.
yeah.
But the only okay. So in that regional, I didn't actually lose any match.
Mm.
Really,
the,
you didn't drop a game?
the first match, because every game was best of 3. First match, I lost, I won, and it went to draw. And draws counts as 1 point. That was how it was set up beforehand for that tournament. And then I won against. So I actually almost lost. So one of the people there, they didn't have a deck, but they were keen to play, and they knew how to play, and they played Mono Fire. I was like, oh look, I've got my Mono Fire deck.
Oh,
There
you
you
gave
go.
them your Mono
Yes,
Fire.
yeah, I gave them
Fire
a Mono
list.
Fire deck. And then he won the first game. And second game, he was versing against me. And I almost lost against my own
So
Mono Fire.
in the normal best in the normal best of 1
Yeah.
scenario, that you'd have gone 0-2 by this.
Yes, exactly. Exactly, right? Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. The first game, I lost against it. Like, it was
Yeah.
it was turn 1 Warrior Godot, turn 2 Warrior, and then EGG. Like, it was just from there. And I could not stabilize whatsoever.
That's
But then
pretty terrible.
after that, I had Vanille, and I could, stall for a little bit until I built my back up, and then I went in. Yeah. But man, it was tough. Like, I was not favoring that matchup. And then after that, I played against Justin Fire Ice. And then after that, was that? No,
Man.
that was the finals.
This is a sign of how far Earth has come.
Hmm.
Like, look at the forwards in this list. They're all interesting.
Oh, come on.
Like, look at
Berserker
all
is
the
not
effort.
interesting.
Yes, it is. They can't form parties. No celebrations. Also,
No celebrations.
it's got this drawback. It's higher costed with a drawback.
Yeah.
Like, at least that's interesting.
Yeah,
that's
you
interesting.
compare this to Dark Lord or Kane that we were just talking
Yeah.
about.
yeah.
Like,
So
yeah. But seriously,
Yeah.
but this is 11K. How are you going to deal with it?
yeah, just don't attack me.
And Kevin had a lot of problem when I just spit out all the Psycho Wardens. Because
Yeah.
he can't really, like, Dadaluma them for value. He can't really attack with Thancred.
Yeah, no,
It just was...
they're pretty interesting. It's,
My biggest question with this is I
Instant
don't know how
army.
fast your things come out compared to how fast my flattens hit your hand. Like,
Well, then,
that's-
if I
my,
find
like-
plans, then I'll just Psycho them for them.
yeah,
I'm
like,
them by Mobius, so it's like 3 copies in my deck.
yeah. But there's 3 flans in my deck, and once I found one, I found them all.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
the moment,
So,
like the first one
like-
that gets played finds the other,
Hmm.
finds the other two, so you don't really have a window to
But
warden it.
but it takes a while to set it up because I need to set up backups.
Oh, but so in that
so-
case, right? Well, what
Yeah.
I found against Ice or even Fire Ice, I play with 0 cards in hand.
Because Sinolstein!
Yeah, but even though when you said Allstein,
Yeah.
what card are you said Allsteining for value?
Any of your forwards?
Not
But
Vanille.
The only one that's for
Like,
not
value
Ranger.
is like Y'shtola and like Berserker maybe. Everything else
Like-
I'm okay with.
Yeah, but I still end up with a forward having killed one of your forwards, and you've got no cards in your hand.
Like if you try to kill Vanille, I'll just get a Hekaton here. Robot.
Also, if you've got no cards in your hand, I know you don't have Aerith, or Arthasura, or Diabolos as well. So that could open up. I can now be
Like-
safe
like-
against
like-
that. And
like-
use Xanadu
like-
Unless
players,
there's an
like-
elementalist that has survived a turn.
Yeah, in which case I can open up potentially Zalima plays if I've got
Yeah.
that. Like, this is why I want to fight, because I it's not like I can say, but I've got the counters of this,
Mm.
then you go, but I've got the counter of this, because in the game we don't know what's
You
going to come up.
It
like
depends,
both of you will
yeah.
interact quite a lot.
Yeah.
It depends.
That's
yeah.
what I usually find.
Mm.
Is this my new favourite matchup? Is this my Opus 5 favourite matchup? Like pressing 101?
Yeah. Oh, but do you know how many times I've probably cast a 3-cost Hekaton here more than the 2-drop? Do you
In
guys
this
believe
deck,
me?
I believe you because
You guys-
you don't need to fight things. You just
Yeah.
turn them sideways, and
Yeah.
eventually they have to start blocking.
But then even when I try to make them fight, like they can't really remove them efficiently. Like I make my Ranger fight. I gonna like I don't know. There's a little lot of
if you make your Ranger fight one of my cards, I'll
summon,
halve its
yeah.
power.
But like so the Hekaton here is very good, especially against Kevin, hopefully. It's because like he finally got Alize down.
No!
And then I'm like, Hekaton here.
Oh, that's
Straight
so
away.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's funny because I think
People say ice is cruel.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
yeah.
So were you saying you were thinking about putting in Heretical Knight Garland into this?
Not this one, no, because you can't really search for it.
Yes, you
With
can.
Mark Mobius?
There's no space, man. Like
No, I was just asking if whether or not he was one of the things you were considering putting in.
my initial build had Rose. My initial build had way more standard units.
So why did you take out the Rose? Like, what's the thinking behind that?
When I played them against other matchups, it didn't feel as impactful. Like, even if I had the backup, which wasn't as consistent as you would think, like these two were backups. The Mog and the Tama were row backups, and everything else was the same.
And what were the Rose in the main board? No, in the forward lineup.
They were just the 2-drop boards. I didn't run the commanders.
Yeah, no, but what did they become?
Oh, right.
Did they become the Berserkers?
I think so. Yeah. Because the Berserkers were a later addition.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to imagine this with Rose, and like the
It
Berserker's
wasn't-
probably the only one that I could see
Yeah.
myself swapping.
But Berserker is so much better. But Berserker's probably single-handedly won my only match against the Chocobo deck, which is the one that I lost against.
Yeah, now I'm thinking.
And you say that's the one you... Wait, what? What did you just say?
So the Chocobo deck was the only one that I lost against. So that I am unfavored and would have lost if it didn't go to time.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but in the second game I won because I played Berserker.
Okay.
He just couldn't answer it.
What was your reasoning for not including Wall? Because Wall's also very good with Berserker.
There's no space.
Yeah, well, I get that.
I didn't even used to have 3 robots. I used to have only 2.
Uh-huh.
But I realized I needed more removal, and so that's why I put it
Right.
in.
Cause-
What else am I taking out?
Like, it's just because you like Onion Knight is your light/dark card,
Yeah.
which synergizes with Wall, and then like Berserkers because Wall gives them Brave for free each turn, right? That's what one of his things is give Brave, right? That removes Berserker's primary downside, which means you could also get like this huge blocker.
Yeah, I also considered the 4-drop standard unit 9k,
Mm-hmm.
but it says you can't block, so I was like, that sucks.
Wait, which the
The
new one.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
I have no
Is it,
idea. what
it's not
called.
Lannister, is it?
No,
Yeah,
I
Lannister.
thought Lannister was the one that gets bigger the more
Ah,
damage.
that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's true.
because he always pays his debts.
Berserker. It's called Berserker as well.
Is it called Berserker?
Yeah,
as well?
yeah.
Oh yeah, so it is.
Yeah, so Berserker cannot block, and I'm like, what's the point of having a 4-drop 9k that can't block?
Mm.
I'd rather have 3-drop 8k that I can activate to block.
Yeah.
I've blocked the Berserker so many times, you don't believe. Asura, Diablo.
Yeah, because you can activate
Yeah.
it. It's just like.
Anyways, I think that's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough.
That's-
But yeah, so this was the Opus 5 Auckland Regional winner. Standard Cyclone.
Auckland Regional winner.
Yeah.
I like the name.
Yeah.
Standard Cyclone.
It's pretty nifty.
Okay, and I think that's the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked a lot. We apologize, Kevin's not here.
And we apologize. We spent so much time on the spoilers.
Yeah, but I think it was.
Yeah, no, it
entertaining.
was
It's like
good
spending
discussion.
time on the chapter cards,
Yeah.
except they're real cards.
Except
Yeah,
there
it's
is-
cards we get to
Yeah.
care about.
Are you
Yeah.
bagging on my segment, Chris?
No, I'm just saying, like, we've lost that segment.
We've
I'm not
already
saying it's good or
buried
bad.
it. We've already buried it.
Yeah.
Let's give it a good burial, Chris.
Yeah, alright then. Light a candle. Una does her dance. Send it away. And now it's removed from the game.
Remove from the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's about it.
Leave a comment about the
quiz.
puzzle.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I actually don't know the answer.
Oh no! Right. You were talking about it with Kevin. I thought you
Yeah,
did.
we talked about it, but I haven't gone through every possible way to do it.
I was saying
Submit
it
what
as
you
if we
think.
knew already.
No.
Yeah.
So
We
we
need to
can
figure
just
it
find
out.
out who can come up with the best.
Okay.
Yeah,
answer.
so like submit your answer to the question, and we'll
We'll find the best one.
Yeah.
See if we maybe we can come up with something
we can
better. or not,
crowdsource the information.
but- Yeah.
Yeah. So like, comment, subscribe.
I actually have one other thing I'd like to.
What?
This is not Final Fantasy related, but this is sort of podcasting related. Last week, YouTuber John Turtle Biscuit Bain passed away, and I just wanted to. One of the reasons why I was sort of enthused to get into making this
Mhm.
was because of his influence, and I wanted to, if you guys were impacted by him, like, I don't know. I should have planned some words, but yeah, his work meant a lot to me, and was one of the reasons why I was encouraged to come and start doing this with you guys.
Yeah, I used to watch a lot of TV's content. But it's a big
I
loss.
think
Yeah. So big loss for the YouTube community.
Yeah, I think we can all appreciate his contribution and appreciate his reach to people.
Yeah. So just that's.
It's
some
just
notes
us
to
paying our
bring up.
respects.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
just
what
wanted
you're
to
trying to
say
say.
Pay
Yeah.
our fledgling YouTubers respects to
Yeah.
what
Even
was
though
he was a giant in the industry.
Yeah.
In the YouTube community.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And-
that's off the somber note.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. We can end it there. So, like, comment, subscribe, and let us know what your MCDs are. Let us know about the
Yeah.
quiz, and
Send them what are our inboxes we got for MCDs. What's the
mogpodgaming@gmail.com.
yeah?
Or you can just send it like through a message or whatever.
You can contact
through
us
the
through
Facebook
Facebook as well,
Yeah,
and we've got Twitter.
Twitter, as well, and yeah. So, does anyone want to say bye? You better say bye. We're saying bye this time.
All right. Well, Chris isn't going to say goodbye.
Okay.
We will.
He doesn't want to say goodbye. Okay, so
It's hard to say goodbye.
It is hard to say goodbye.
Goodbyes are difficult, and I can respect that. You know, I'm not going to say goodbye. I retract my bye.
Oh, I suddenly feel the urge.
Damn it! Damn you, Chris!
Okay, number one, Potato Boss out.
See ya.
Ah, you said it.
Yeah.